Hyping it up.
So no, here why it sounds like this. I want you to understand. So because we embrace science, sometimes when you hear us speak about science, you think we're talking about Kemetic ideology. That's right. That's not the case. So when you say it's Kemetic,
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Hebrews and Shebrews, we are the I.S.U.P.K. This is the Lost Tribes. I am Dawada, Officer 500, here to tell you the truth. According to the Bible, the black Jews are God's chosen people. My narration describes a young boy that was pushed aside, and all he ever wanted was a little piece of the pie. But all he ever got was hate, hurt, being deprived, because of a system not designed with his kind in mind. But in time, you soon find why his friends are his foes, why his brothers in jail, why his sisters is hoes, why Papa never was around to teach him stuff he should know, the type of stuff to keep his kids from being gangsters and hoes. But see, for Pop shit, it was no different. Raised without a father or a pot to go pissing, not even a mother. He was raised by his brother. This was around the same time we was hung for being colored. Meanwhile, mama out here working OT. It's the only way she knew her little boy was gonna eat. It was hard in the city, so she moved down south. A few years after that, her little boy moved out.
Our narration describes the lives of the lost tribes in the ghetto trying to survive, working 9 to 5 to provide, swallowing their pride, things we gotta do to stay alive. And still we rise. Our narration describes the lives of the lost tribes in the ghetto trying to survive, working 9 to 5 to provide, swallowing their pride, things we gotta do to stay alive. And still we rise. All religions aside, we was designed, divinely inclined, but what's inside don't fit the black image in white minds. Now let's rewind time and we'll find that nature knows no color line. Way before white Jesus had our people colorblind. We reside somewhere in the midst of ancient Palestine, line unified with the power of Zion. No cowards because the righteous are as bold as a lion. Iron sharpened iron, had it disappear like the mines, cause we're rebellion, stubborn, stiff-necked, simple, defiant. We would worship other gods like the stars of Orion, stepped away from laws of life, that's why our people are dying. Go to sleep till the sirens wake up, the mother's crying, outlined and prophesied as a biblical sign throughout all lifetime, upon all bloodline. Deuteronomy 28, tell me I'm lying. Back to Egypt on ships chained with yokes on iron. Describes the lives of the lost tribes in the ghetto trying to survive, working 9 to 5 to provide, swallowing their pride, things we gotta do to stay alive. And still we rise. Our narration describes the lives of the lost tribes in the ghetto trying to survive, working 9 to 5 to provide, swallowing their pride, things we gotta do to stay alive.
Still blessed,
and still we rise.
Yo, see, I was born inside of darkness, now I glitter in gold. You know about me even if my story didn't get told. I'm literally flow, thoughts form quicker than most. I'm an original, not another digital hoax. Love is pitiful because the pit is full, I suppose. The crabs beneath me are only about to inch on my toes. I ain't mad at you, Machiavelli lived through these flows. Mistaken for a weed and concrete, still I rose. Life's a movie with the wrong narration. The picture that been painting ain't describing our lives. Found out my enemy was the entire nation. The tribe was lost until we found the lost tribes. From 9 to 5 working to 5 to 9 twerking. Brothers and sisters killing themselves to survive. You already swallowed the wrong pill in the matrix. The only way to escape it is swallow pride.
On that really describe lives of the lost tribes in the ghetto trying to survive, working 9 to 5 to provide, swallowing their pride, things we gotta do to stay alive. And still we rise. Our narration describes the lives of the lost tribes in the ghetto trying to survive, working 9 to 5 to provide, swallowing their pride, things we gotta do to stay alive.
Still blessed,
and still we rise. And still we rise. And still we rise. And still we rise.
Traitors, them fucking traitors. Check it out. They say that they was down for the fam, but I disagree. Remember summertime in the van, it was misery. AC never worked, window cracked, I feel the breeze. Guess that ain't mean shit to you, fuck loyalty. They'd rather be up on the mama while rolling weed. I'd rather put the love of my brothers over the greed. I'd rather be frontline when I battle my enemies than home on the internet pushing and punching keys. They say that they had love for the cat, but nigga, please, we don't need that kind of love. I'ma just keep it G. My heart done got cold on traders like Mr. Freeze. We just want to show you how I feel to get victory. I'm with UPK, so we ain't really seeing defeat. We battle on the corners, opponents get fricasseed. You side switching niggas, flipping the different teams. Bad mouth, one West, lucky we let you breathe. As mercy from the general told us to let you be. They say he had to go cause in here he ain't getting cream. But really he just hate us niggas like Paula Dean. He leave, now he broke, ain't smoking on nicotine. Copping down to partner, he string out another fiend. Since I've been with UPK like I'm living a dream. Pulling up in the 90s long as the limousine. Hopping out with soldiers, you thinking we the Marines. But we the ones with beards, me mugging on magazines. All my brothers kings never overthrow the regime. And we gon' reign forever, our level heavy supreme fucking traitor.
Yeah, why you left the truth, my nigga, you silly, yo? Just to get taught by a nigga who really go to I.S.U.P.K online videos. We should take them all down and see what they really know. Get your boots, lace them up, let's follow the generals. Always speaking truth, no speaking subliminal shit. Line upon line, even letters and syllables. Cause the I.S.U.P.K is the fucking original shit. All my niggas kings who used to be criminals. In the land of the thieves, the home of the Seminoles. Don't cross the fucking line cause it can get critical. Cause my hitters, my nigga is down to get physical. Shit I shouldn't have to say, but something you should know. Like the white man is the devil and Christ is a Negro. And he died for the blacks, Hispanics, and Chief show. Something there one of your preachers will ever teach yo. If you wanna know the truth, you know where to come find it. UPK, you niggas gon' pay homage. Spit rubies, piss gold, and bleed diamonds. On a bomb mission to free my people from bondage. Yeah.
There's a new set of rules you shall all have to abide by. The non-lyrical shall be terminated.
Cops killing niggas, man. Word up, man. Voting ain't gonna help us, man. Marching ain't gonna help us, man. Protesting ain't gonna help us, man.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me, like me, like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me. Gray skies overhead just isn't looking likely. But I try to do the right thing like Spike Lee. And I talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on
Man, this shit
me.
ain't no joke, man. This shit ain't no joke. Like the boy cried wolf, I ain't blowing no smoke. You don't gotta look far to see it ain't no hope in this fucked up world. I'm just trying to stay afloat. I grew up in the ghetto in the middle of the streets. H-E-L-L, the belly of the beast. Thanksgiving came around, I wasn't having no feast when the landlord talking about breaking out lease. Goddamn, what's next? My girl broke it with your boy and she did it in a text that if I couldn't have nothing, that I could have love besides love for the money and selling these drugs. Sometimes it seems like it's the only way out, but every day I'm getting older and it's getting played out. Can't end up in the pen trying to find a way out. Lord forgive me for my sins, when my heart gave out. My dad died, biggest loss I ever had to take. He a big part of the reason I'm the man I am today. And moving on was a move I wasn't trying to make, but I got sons now, so I gotta lead them out straight. And even though success is looking unlikely, I stay mighty and pray nightly and remain doing the right thing like Spike Lee, which is hard in this life for a nigga like me. All my life I had to fight, like my name Sophia. Always had heart and in my heart was no fear. Boy, I stayed in some trouble always stay near. When you black in America, that's all you cold here, I can't lie. Some days I wanna break down and cry for me and my people that's fighting to stay alive. Cause living ain't living when you living to survive. Guess we living in hell till the heavens arrive. Nah, I mean,
What it's like for a nigga like me.
like me, like me, like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me. Gray skies overhead looking likely, but I try to do the right thing like Spike Lee. And I talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. What it's like in this life for a nigga like Me. Every day I gotta fight my demons. Wake up, thank God I'm breathing. Cause all nightmares, America's dreaming. Trying to find a way to make it while surrounded by heathens. No stress long as I got a coat and I'm eating. I'm blessed and I know the Most High's the reason. But my heart's bleeding through my sleeve is seeping. For all the things that I've been peeping. Type of shit make you say fuck it and sleeping. Cause while you were sleeping during the evening, for brothers got gunned down over the weekend. Stretched out in the streets left leaking. Laid out white sheet moms grieving. All lives gotta have more meaning than another nigga dead in the paper I'm reading. Baby mama bitching every time that she's speaking. Talking like she gonna take the kids as she's leaving. How we go from kids to ending up in the deep end. Sink or swim, lose or win, saint or sin. Where does the change begin? And when does the bullshit end? Cause I wake up in the morning, gotta do it again. Go to sleep, go to work and just do it again. Damn. Can't pretend, cause when you stand out, it's hard to blend. And what I stand for, don't fold or bend. Cause I heard real folks still got too many friends. Cause when you speak the truth, then you tend to offend. While I'm gripping this pen, Lord, please have mercy on me, amen.
It's time for my people to come together and rise up. The only way we gonna take our royalty back, man, is if we do just that, man. Take it back. Kwame Yashala, nigga. It's time for us to rise out of our oppression. A wise man told me each one teach one. So I need you to reach out to your brothers and sisters and teach them, man. There's no reason we should still be getting hung from trees in this day and age, man. Lord, please have mercy on me.
I ain't at the die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't at the die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to short you, make sure that you leave him leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
how you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
Don't you want the Benz vertible with the top cup?
Yeah.
Stop, bitch, you get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's lock up. I know you know Ron.
who the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a bit for his mama. He fucking up them commas, be honest, he seem decent though.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kind of slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble.
He got a house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all. He right back in the hood. I see you try to play me. You gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it.
No, you could dead it.
What you saying? I can't win?
No, devil, nice try. So until we meet again,
I ain't at the die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't at the die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we've been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we ride, they send the military in armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave our homeboys life. I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, a Cod Girlie, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alton, Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray to die every devil.
It's rolling on it. What is it?
Purchase your tracks today.
Know the people been waiting for a minute for something authentic. Came in the truth and bossed in it. Made niggas regroup. Had to shed light on the false image. I.S.U.P.K whole court. Now who the fuck won scrimmage? 2 words for soft niggas. What is good riddance? Don't affiliate with feminist symptoms. I know you feel me, nigga. This a death threat to hip hop. You don't stop that weak shit, I'ma mix your lean with some Grimlock. When the last time you heard it this raw? What I wish for's when the earth inherited by the piss poor. We been to war, them the ones I'm taking risks for. Ain't got no picks or no cars to hold. Holy angels watch my steps, them Glock guard my soul. Can't let them leave my body cold. I know you feel me, nigga, let the wicked weep and the meek prevail. God never been 50-50, I shall now awake and sleep a cell. Let the righteous cry, silence the pretender. A rebel without a cause, as long as I remember. Not taking the kingdom, the only thing on my agenda. Can't avoid me, nigga. Middle finger to the ones that try to destroy me. Revenge of beauty, I'm a beast. So the bitch she can't eat, let she join me for dinner. My God ain't got no regard for a sinner. One call fall on him like timber. I know you feel me, nigga. In the eyes of terror, I stand still. Go to work for the colony, bring it back to the anthill. Plus everything I drop, heavy as an anvil. Show you how to stand like a man in this damn field. I know you feel me, nigga. Fuck equality, it gotta be one man win and the rest lose. Wave devastator, I'm calculating my next move. U.P.K will real niggas seek refuge. Body shots for pause, that'll get you bruised. My niggas whole rank to check your little attitude. I came to fuck up your move on your little holiday like I'm Mr. Scrooge. Resurrected from the grave, walking from the fall. Visions in my eyes, gripping the mic, screaming God bless the underdog down by the letter. And live by that protocol, walk by faith, not by sight. Ain't no hope for getting struggles. Life like some war resist, or get pulled into a world that never left me. I will endure. Election will be sure, correction will be swift. No Will Smith, but I am legend. What else would you call the killer of deception? A leader got soldiers on post in every direction. On gold like a German shepherd. Young and a restless, wear honor like a diamond necklace. I know you feel me, nigga.
Oh, he got more than one mic? Oh, Sal, you fancy, huh?
Purchase your tracks today.
It's fun.
Cross the Line Radio, CTL Radio. You did. And after this, y'all be on iTunes.
Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. I can't fight the cops and the ops. Toting blocks heavy on the block. While a crack tucked in the sock. Instead help the ones I love. We was on the block for the grub. If you from my side, then it's love. Wanted big nuts, busting out the jeans. But we was hurting all the fiends. Without that crack, he was just like me. Dirty nigga from the concrete. But the white man dealt his hand. So we eating up the trash can. People ride by. Don't extend a hand, cause to them, it's the average black man. So for him, that's why I gotta make it. I ain't talking rap. Before the slave ships, I'm one of a kind. Y'all can't take it. I can never leave my spot vacant cause I'm black. I see crowns and I take it cause I'm black. I never been in no spaceship, but I know it's UFO when I see it. I know that it's gonna come when I need it. I put faith in God more than Bible reading. Cause I don't play that shit. Address them when you see him. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Learn to flip pennies cause I'm black. Know about semis cause I'm black. Yeah, in the hood, we was strapped 10 toes down. We wear sacks. Substitute Israelite with black. And you gotta guess where I'm at. I be with the priest chilling hard. Right on Malcolm X Boulevard. To you niggas, to me the stars. Everything about my life is hard. But I'll never fold, play my cards. You want beef? What's the cause? Watch your mouth, I hit hard. Back up for you need gauze. Everything you say, mad pause. Every move I make is within them laws. And I've been the boss cause it's beneficial. Ask the enemy, I've been official. If not for weed, I've been the official. Homie, I understand why you smoke. Been depressed since slave boats. But the Bible is the G code. Far blunts don't need those. Brotherhood is life's G code. Life's G code. Kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. My dad don't like me cause I'm black. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. I can't fight the cops and the ops. Toting blocks heavy on the block. While a crack tucked in the sock. Instead help the ones I love. We was on the block for the grub. If you from my side, then it's love. Wanted big nuts, busting out the jeans. But we was hurting all the fiends. Without that crack, he was just like me. Dirty nigga from the concrete. But the white man dealt his hand. So we eating up the trash can. People ride by. Don't extend a hand, cause to them, this an average black man. So for him, that's why I gotta make it. I ain't talking rap. Before the slave ships, I'm one of a kind. Y'all can't take it. I can never leave my spot vacant cause I'm black. I see crowns and I take it cause I'm black. I never been in no spaceship, but I know a UFO when I see it. I know that it's gonna come when I need it. I put faith in God more than Bible reading. Cause I don't play that shit. Address them when you see him. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Learn to flip pennies cause I'm black. Know about semis cause I'm black. Yeah, in the hood, we was strapped 10 toes down. We wear sacks. Substitute Israelite with black. And you gotta guess where I'm at. I be with the priest chilling hard. Right on Malcolm X Boulevard. To you niggas, to me the stars. Everything about my life is hard. But I'll never fold, play my cards. You want beef? What's the cause? Watch your mouth, I hit hard. Back up for you need gauze. Everything you say, mad pause. Every move I make is within them laws. And I've been the boss cause it's beneficial. Ask the enemy, I've been official. If not for weed, I've been the official. Homie, I understand why you smoke. Been depressed since slave boats. But the Bible is the G code. Far blunts don't need those. Brotherhood is life's G code. Life's Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She wanna fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She won't fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black, but she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Judite, so I'm black. I don't gotta buy J's cause I'm black. I don't play 2K just cause I'm black. Fought my whole life cause I'm black, but I left his eye blue and black. Ain't got a trap cause I'm black. Ain't got not one face tat. But I'm still getting profile, cause I fit these crackers profile. Scruffy beard with the dark skin, baggy sweats with the butter Tims. So they know they can't butter him, so they rather jail cell muzzle him. If you touching him, and just comfort him, cause I'm a law keeper, a peace bringer, no tranquility, a peace bringer. Deuce in the street sweeper, courage clip, I be spiking some shit. But gun that would die in the icy wrist, that showed in my chest and could blocking shit. Touch me, I'm all on you blocking shit, cause I'm black. You think I gotta cock the fifth? Well, that's a stereotype, that's accurate, cause crackers laying niggas in these cold streets and then telling my brother he got a beef for me. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black, ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She won't fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black, but she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Judite, so I'm black. Cops wanna kill me cause I'm black. Ops wanna drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She won't fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black, but she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Judite, so I'm black. So I'm black.
Y'all know what time it is.
Y'all know what time it is.
If you want to cross the line, you can cross it. If you want to play games, go play that shit somewhere else. We got business to do here. Cross the line or get the fuck out. Either one.
I.S.U.P.K. Yeah. I like to just add to the intro. And the guest that I got in here might be offended at the intro, but the intro got to come out anyway. Jabari, body bag. Reggie, body bag. G-Man and Israel Doctrine, put your body bag in a body bag. Welcome to Cross the Line Radio, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Cross the Line Radio, in conjunction this week with Angry Black Man.
The Angry Black Man Media Mob is in the house.
Black Man Media with Captain Soccer Wardrobe all the way up from Philadelphia. We started off doing it was gonna be Captain Soccer War coming on. We was gonna talk about the Panther movie. But actually, I'm surprised. I really thought I was just gonna go watch a regular Marvel comic book movie, and then I seen all the traction and the tension that it garnered from Black people. You know, difference of opinion and stuff like that. And you really can't get mad at Black people for having that reaction, because whenever we see a Black movie, especially one as Black as the Panther was, whether we liked it or not, it always gives us barbershop conversation or deep thought conversation. And, you know, Black people take anything and run with it. You know, you got kids. Right, I guarantee you somebody gonna have Wakanda tattooed right here. I guarantee
they did already.
Oh, they did already?
They did already.
I'm not surprised. So when I saw all the attention getting, I said, man, we should have a conversation. So Sinetta, Jabari, and Reggie happened to give me a call. Well, actually, Sinetta gave me a call, and I told him we was doing the show, and then I invited them. I said, man, you know, you got your ass whooped a little bit. You know, I mean, we spanked you around a little bit, but we all brothers at the end of the day.
Right.
So y'all can come back on the show, and we can have a conversation that's not necessarily Kemetic or Israelite based. This would be just a round table discussion about the Panther movie. Was it good for Black people? Was it bad for Black people? So we'll get Jabari's side, we'll get Reggie's side, Sinetta's side. Of course, you'll get our side. And so it should be a good show. We'll probably talk about it for like the first hour or so. We will take phone calls. 646-481-6315 is the number. Y'all know it. We will open up the phone lines to get calls from people. Do they have headphones? None of them have headphones?
Nah, sir.
When we take calls, they're going to have headphones, whoever gets a call.
No, sir.
You know what I mean? We
got a pair of.
All right, so we'll give you guys the headphones. I don't think y'all need it right now because y'all hear us. You both have mics. Reggie, you have your mic. Jabari, you have your mic. Sinetta, if you want to speak, the mics are cordless, so we'll get the mic for you. So, Kadazai, you know, if you want to say anything.
Okay. Well, Jabari, welcome back. Reggie, welcome back. Sinetta, you know what I'm saying? You're like a usual here. You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, you know what I'm saying? Like now, you want to let them begin? Or you? That's what I was gonna ask.
Well, I'm glad you said that because it is my show. Everybody already know that, though. You didn't have to say that. We like to have a little fun a little bit. Stop cheese. Angry Black Man Media, before I bring you in, what we know that Angry Black Man Media is something that you're about to take global. We was talking about it on the way here. So what made you decide to do the Angry Black Man Media? Because I think that coincides right with the discussion that we're gonna have.
For sure. Angry Black Man Media started because a lot of the conversations we have being Hebrew Israelites, a lot of the conversations that I had within the conscious community are always framed based on what it is that we believe, based on the knowledge that we have. And it's very rarely that we get an opportunity to talk to brothers and sisters the way that they talk. And with the climate that exists in this country now, with political correctness, it's very rare that Black men and Black women, Black people, period, are able to have conversations where nobody is offended. You know what I'm saying? We used to be able to have a barbershop, but now you're in a barbershop, there's homosexuals in there. The brother that's cutting your hair, he got a white woman, or whatever the case may be. You can't have certain conversations because everybody is being offended. So Angry Black Man Media was me saying, this is going to be the place where we can talk. This is going to be the place where no matter what you believe, no matter what you think, no matter how you was raised, if you're a Black man in America, you should be free to speak here. Speak about the problems or the issues, the things that make us mad every day. And so since I've started the Angry Black Man Media, I got good feedback from brothers and sisters based on the different topics that I touch on. So I felt like this movie, going to see this movie, being a brother in the truth, you know, the brothers I went to see the movie with over the weekend in Syracuse, we all had strong opinions about the movie. And I'm like, the way that we discussing this, we shouldn't be this hype over a goddamn movie.
Right.
It's a fucking movie.
Right.
You supposed to go in there. I go see Thor, I go see Spider-Man, I go see Superman.
Spider-Man was garbage.
I can't say that out.
Not
knowing
that
I can't
Nah, it wasn't garbage.
No, it wasn't garbage.
It was garbage.
It wasn't
Listen, they turned what's the bully from high school?
Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
Flash is an Arab. He was East Indian.
Yeah.
He was an East Indian. But they trashed the original MJ Black.
Listen, but here's what you gotta understand.
MJ Black.
They gave the modern spin on the old 50s shit. In the 50s, everybody was white. And that ain't real life no more. So they giving a modern spin on the old comics.
Who believes an Arab is a bully? The East Indian. No, he wasn't even Arab. He like Punjab. So Punjab now is the bully. I just saw it yesterday. It just blew my mind. I did not. I liked not the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, the one in the middle.
The worst one out of all of them.
No, I liked him, yo.
That was definitely.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah,
he was cooler than Toby, man.
Some of the cat from the Facebook movie.
Yeah,
Facebook,
no, the one with Jamie Foxx. He fought against Jamie Foxx.
And then he got fired.
Yeah, then he got fired.
Yeah,
the cat from the Facebook movie.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Acting
He was better than Toby.
Yeah. I think all the Spider-Man movies was weak.
He was the best Spider-Man. Well, I know. We gonna start this already? Because you broke man's polite.
Yeah, but it's the truth though. We ran you off. We didn't even see you no more on the live stream after that.
You did evaporate for a little
body
bit.
bag.
Oh, Jabari,
let me make this. No, I'm about to start messing with him.
Turn it on.
Wait, I'm gonna start. There's a mic on. Make sure the mic's on.
Flick it.
Yeah,
flick it on.
There you go.
There you go.
Black History Month is very busy for me.
Oh, okay, no sweat.
I'm a lecturer. I'm a historian.
It happened in January.
It's extremely busy.
It happened in January, though. It happened in January.
You didn't see me in February. Is when you didn't see me.
I ain't seen you since that show.
Well, you haven't been looking because I've been around. I've been even busier. I've filmed several times with Sonnetter. I filmed maybe 5 or 6 things with Sonnetter.
Right.
I filmed 5 or 6 things with Sonnetter. I'm not. Listen, for you to say that I disappear. Here's the deal.
But
I will go. This isn't an argument point. I just want to make a point that I will go anywhere to discuss these issues with my brother.
I appreciate it.
I'll come up in your school and get patted down for 8 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean? But because that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Okay.
So just understand that that's how I get down.
Not really worried. It's protocol.
That's how I get down.
Okay, so now I ain't mean to touch up, but that Spider-Man was garbage. What you guys like?
So going into the movie, I'm expecting to just get entertained. I'm not going in there with my mind as a Hebrew Israelite ready to analyze and break down the movie, but I'm going into the movie knowing that the brother Ryan Coogler is the co-writer and director. And Ryan Coogler is a young brother He's directed the Creed movie. He directed the Fruitvale Station movie, and in his direction and his storytelling, he doesn't mind a little bit of social commentary in his movie. He doesn't mind making you think a little bit or feel a little bit. I'm going in the movie expecting a little bit of something, but in my mind, okay, it's Black Panther. Black Panther gonna be the hero. He gonna win. It's in Wakanda, so they're gonna show Wakanda for the first time in the movie. So it's gonna be some glorifying of Africa. But halfway through the movie, especially when they got to the scene when Killmonger is first introduced to the Wakandan Council, my mind is going, hold up, this is some other shit here. This is not just regular entertainment. This ain't just regular movies. To hear a black man say to a British woman, y'all stole everything. How the hell you gonna tell me I can't touch this shit? You understand? To hear the Killmonger character's father in the first scene say to the king of Wakanda, I'm trying to get these weapons out because I'm trying to help these people out. People that look like us are oppressed all over the earth. And the king of Wakanda say, I'm not the king of these people. I'm only the king of Wakanda. Shit to me was like, oh, God damn. What happened to the comic book shit? What happened to the comic book shit? What happened to the fun and games? This shit got real. Real quick.
It was real.
Real quick. And so
it was real.
I'm saying not to go through all the points, but by the end of the movie, I'm sitting there saying, hey, Killmonger's a real nigga. But that Black Panther, that Wakanda shit, I do not fuck with nothing they were saying. I'm now being a man in the truth. I understand where they're coming from with the isolationism. I understand where they're coming from if we got to protect Wakanda first. But as a brother who went there to be entertained at the end of the movie, I'm like, fuck Wakanda. Fuck Black Panther. Fuck all of them. Because they ain't got no love for niggas in the ghetto.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, that last scene, you motherfuckers for a loop. And they put that in there because it's a comic book movie. But a lot of people is looking at that last scene and them coming back to the ghetto and building a school like, see, Mother Africa always come through at the end of the day. And I'm like, nah, nigga, that's just the end of the story. That's just the character line for Black Panther. That's to set up Black Panther's next movie. And that ain't got nothing to do with the story. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was interesting, the different dynamics and the different dichotomies that were portrayed. And so I wanted to hear other brothers' perspectives, brothers who was Israelites. A lot of Commander General Yohanna gave some commentary or breakdown on Monday, and so did General Muhammad. That blew my mind because I had not pieced together none of that. I had not saw any of what General Yohanna and General Muhammad broke down, and it made me feel like, damn, I should have went in that movie thinking like a Hebrew Israelite. I should have went in that movie for more than just entertainment, but the level that I analyzed it, it was a heavy conversation. It opened the doors for heavy conversation with Black Americans, Africans, and Black Americans who think they from Africa.
All right, now with that, Reggie, I believe I spoke in the beginning already. And so all we're doing is just an introduction. This is not Black News 102.
Right.
Leave your dictatorship over there. All right. This is cross the line. I'm the king. My co-kings is right there.
Oh, co-kings?
Yeah. All right. So now, Jabari or Reggie, whichever one. I don't know if y'all want to give like a brief introduction. That's all I really want to do. Whether you want to speak about the movie or not, I just want to give y'all a, let y'all introduce yourself.
I think I'll say a thing here if I can. Jabari Osaze, the chief priest of the Shrine of Ma'at, historian, author, and a love of Africa. Really, I think that's the best way to describe it. Right. Now, I'm going to say to you that some of what our dear brother has just said, I agree with. I think that I was prepared for a lot, though, because I had been reading and I expected that they were going to do a lot with this film. Once I saw who was in the film, I knew they had to do something. Okay. Because every Black person was in the film. Tazariak, you were in the film somewhere. You in the background doing so. Every Black person in the movie is there.
When they barked at them devil, the white boy when he tried to talk, and he was like,
"Oh, you talking about the Jabari tribe? You talking about the Jabari tribe? You talking about the Jabari tribe? You talking about the Jabari tribe?
Yeah, but you would.
Oh, okay. Let's be clear. Let's be clear.
You would let the white.
Let's be clear. By the way, you have no idea. You have no idea.
Yes, I do.
So understand this.
He would let the
So understand this. I was concerned because I'm well familiar with the history of Disney. I'm concerned about how Black people and people of African descent are depicted on film. But I did realize that they were allowing two brothers, one who I really respect, Ryan Coogler. I didn't know much about Joe Robert Cole, but Ryan Coogler, I respect. His first foray is Fruitvale Station, a story that we all need to hear about how this white supremacist nation strikes down Black men. And he humanized that brother rather than just being a brother who was shot down. You know nothing about him. He humanized him. So I
Right,
respect
which is
him.
good. That was
Creed
good.
was amazing.
Right, Creed too. Yeah.
He absolutely told the story of the challenge that many of us have without our fathers.
Exactly.
And told that in the Rocky narrative. So I respect brother Ryan Coogler. So when I heard that he and Joe Robert Cole were being allowed to write this, I had high hopes. And I have to say to you that I am very pleased with the outcome. I absolutely think that this is a redeeming image of people of African descent. I think that it was an amazing film. I'm not so blinded to believe that this movie is the salvation of black people. When it comes down to it, we have to do a lot of work in our communities. It's a movie. But we do have to recognize that the image of the African must be rehabilitated. To be in the theater and see people dressed in African clothing, looking to see heroes that represent them is a powerful thing. And so I was excited by that. Now I'm going to say to you that the key thing I'm going to say to you tonight is that every story has a hero. And every good story, your hero has a major conflict. And in any good story, a hero has an anti-hero. When you have an excellent story, you have an anti-hero who you can understand. Sometimes, particularly in comic book movies, what they do is they paint these villains that are just villains for no other reason than they're the villain. And I think we can all agree that we understand the pain that Eric Killmonger had faced. We understood him. I understand him. In many ways, Eric Killmonger is every single black man sitting in this room right here. But on the same token, I think we have to also understand that calling him a hero is a challenge. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why calling him a hero is a challenge. But definitely, I think that what everyone is responding to is the fact that this was an excellent story with an excellent hero and an excellent anti-hero whose pain we can understand. And that's why we're having this rich dialogue around it.
All right. So now, Reggie, you got your turn to give your little introduction. If we could kind of like, especially for introduction, we a little long-winded. I'm not just talking about, I just said I'm not just talking about you, Jabari. But Reggie, you got the floor.
My name is Brother Reggie. I really don't need no introduction. Y'all know who I am. I'm Brother Reggie. As far as I am concerned, right, this movie is a step. It's a great movie.
Right.
If you think like a European, if you think like you're a colonized,
get him some boots. Get him in all black. Reggie is ready.
Or colonized.
Reggie is ready.
Right.
All you need is the boots.
If you want to be asleep, it's a great movie. But if you want to do something for your people, it's a lie. See, movies are lies, right? Movies are propaganda. Movies are always controlled. It is scientific experimentation on the black mind, right? That movie, they did some things that they did not have to do. How do you kill your brother on stage, on the movies, and it wasn't even in the script? Even if you're taking a script, even if you take script.
Well, when you say when it wasn't in the script, if I could, Reggie, when you say kill your brother when it wasn't in the script, can you explain what you mean by that?
Yeah. Movies or scripts, you write the part.
No, all right, but you're saying when the brother killed the brother, was it not supposed to originally go that way and it was written in there?
The comic book.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you.
It doesn't go that way.
Okay, so in the comic book, the brothers don't kill each other.
No, when the white man wrote the comic book, it did not go that way.
What way did it go in the comic book?
Huh?
What way did it go in that way?
The white man, Claw, killed the killed the brother, the Jobo, killed him and his family, right?
All right.
And Killmonger gets upset because he doesn't think that leading family, the Negroes in charge, did enough, right?
Oh, okay.
Because they were always having some relationships with the European.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you can continue. I just wanted to know what you meant when you said that.
So he didn't do enough. T'Chaka's, T'Chaka's, he has a brother, an older brother, who becomes his enemy in the comic book. His name is Hunter. He's a European. Right?
He's a white boy?
Yeah, in Wakanda, his oldest stepbrother.
Oh, okay.
And his father, T'Challa, written by the European, has many wives. Some of them they don't even know.
Oh, he might be Israelite.
Yeah, right. Well, now
he might
here
be in
it
the
goes.
house of Tazar. Yeah, no.
Okay, so now, but watch this. At the end of the night, Yehuda is not going to be too happy with brother Reggie. You know what you're going to do is
we would say Yahawada.
Yahawada.
There you go.
Is not going to be I.S.U.P.K is going to be good, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might be all right, right? But you got to understand that. Say it again. Yahawada.
Yahawada.
Yahawada. Yahawada.
There you go.
Is Wakanda.
Okay, so Kadazar.
Yeah, all right. Well,
and
Reggie,
then now after Kadazar does it, then we'll begin, to talk about different points. And just so y'all know, I know for me, and I'm gonna be done in a second. For me, my questions is not necessarily going to be in the chronological order of the movie. So I may say something that was at the end or the beginnings, whatever you feel. So it's no, you don't have to go like from the opening to the ending. Whatever point you want to bring out, you could bring out. How you got it?
Reggie, you started off so good and then you just went left. You know what I'm saying? But
I like it.
You understand? As I so elegantly, schooled my brother Sinetta last night on his channel. This movie right here, was absolutely detrimental to the minds of any, Judite, Benjamite, or Levite, who's still asleep in the world. And by that, I mean, so-called Haitians, West Indians, as well as Negroes inside of America. And what I mean is that the subliminals of how it conveyed, our brothers as the villains on this shore, while bigging up and making the heroes Africans on another shore. You understand? Who murdered the people on this shore. You understand? Who wanted nothing to do with them. You understand? As far as their liberation. I mean, and not to mention, which we're gonna get there, and I know Jabari, you're gonna have an issue with this, but I think that outside of all that, one of the major underlining tones that was inside of it was making the black man in America an enemy in the black woman's eyes inside of America, as well as making her subservient or trying to uplift her over the black man in America as well. So when you tie all this in together, this was, in the words of General Muhammad, a silent weapon for a silent war. This was grade A brainwashing material. Once again, as Brother Reggie said, for the colonized mind. And if this was a movie that you appreciated, then the problem is them shackles is still on your brain. And that's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Side Nutter, you want to say something?
I'll drop a bomb for myself.
Side, you want to say anything?
I'm just listening.
You just listening?
No,
okay.
For now.
I'm absorbing all the knowledge and information.
Okay. All right. So now, what I noticed about everybody, some of us looked at it from a comic book. I know Soccer War, he started off saying from a comic book, but we all came back to the central point, which was my point, is when black people see a movie that involves black people, it's not just a movie at that point, because we have never really had a reality that we actually wanted to enjoy. So when we saw that movie, we're looking at this as this could be the reality that we could enjoy. That's before we see it. Like before we went to the movies, it's like this is a reality that we can enjoy. Everybody dressed up. Some cats had to come into American Lion on and all of that so they can enjoy it, because when you see the previews of it, you see all the dancing. Like I even like the scenes when the cats is up in the when they fighting and the cats is up in the mountains and singing and stuff like that. Powerful. That's another word. Powerful scenes. But what I don't like is that watching this movie, I didn't get the superhero feel from this movie that I've gotten from, like, let's say Captain America or Iron Man or anything. What I saw is the typical destruction of the black man and the black woman that I see from every black-centered movie. So what do I mean by that? If you look at the beginning, the reason why I asked Reggie that question about who killed who, because he said the white boy killed the brother, the uncle, or whatever.
Say the name so that we know who.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know the name.
The earlier king T'Chaka.
T'Chaka, I know him. T'Chaka is the father, right?
Black Panther.
Right. T'Chaka is the earlier Black Panther, and Jobu
is his
right.
younger brother.
So it's interesting. You got to understand the dichotomy of the psychological damage that they're doing to black people. So now, if in the comic book, what I noticed with Captain America, they kept it true to script. The original Spider-Man's true to script for the most part. Why would they take away the fact that a white man killed the brother? Why would they put the brother killing the brother and then have the brother that killed him create the lie that a white man did it to create the dichotomy of hatred that they're young? Like, there's a picture that's being painted in this movie. The picture that's being painted is the self-hatred that has never died amongst black people. So now that young boy that grows up in this movie, whereas he would have normally been mad at the white man for killing his father, now he's mad at this whole country, Wakanda, because not only did they kill his father, but they left him to die too. So now he grows up with all this anger, animosity, no different than when we see, if any of y'all been in gangs or any of y'all grew up in gang violence, if somebody kills your family, you're going to have an endless hatred for the people that killed you. So instead of his hatred being channeled in the right direction, it's channeled somewhere it wasn't supposed to be. That was the beginning of the psychological programming that they put into us. And again, I do not want to be long-winded, so I want to give people chances to respond. And it's a free, when I say free fall, it doesn't have to go in a set order. It's like we're having a conversation. So you pick up the mic and you want to say something, by all means, you can say something. Side, you want to say something?
Yes. What I want to say first to you, my brother, is that movies have a way of shaping and molding the community for what the community could become. I keep hearing you brothers say that the movie Black Panther was a bad movie for black people. I hear my brother Dr. Reggie say the movie was a sellout for black people. But when Boys in the Hood came out, I didn't hear the same outcry. Why is that?
I was a
just relax. Hold your tongue. Keep your discipline. I know I'm hitting you with the whip. Just relax.
Conversation.
It's all right, brother. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. So I keep hearing y'all say that this is a bad movie, but all I see is brothers and sisters coming out of the movie theater, embracing each other, showing love for each other, talking about, yo, I seen me in the movie. Because all we, no, they not sleep, they up, you sleep. See, but all we kept saying for the past 10 to 20 years is that when are we going to see ourselves? Because we kept looking at Superman growing up as a child, and we'd be like, man, I want to see me as a superhero. Now that we get one for our babies and our children to look up to and say, damn, well, you know, we got our own superheroes. We condemn it. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't with black people when it comes to us. Now, real quick, let's cut the bullshit. Let's cut the bullshit. It's all about Africa, brother. Because even Katazat had to put the word Africa in there. They're trying to make the Africans look like they are all. See, let's go right to the goddamn nitty gritty and let's deal with the real topic. It's all about Africa looking good.
Okay, no sweat. So now you wanted to make a point that we've been crying for our own superhero, right? And when we get a superhero, we get angry at it, right? So first of all, why was the superhero from Africa in the first place? Does anybody know?
Yes. Say that again.
Why was the superhero from Africa in the first place? Why was the black superhero from Africa in the first place? Does anybody know that? Okay.
Because the white comic writers, Kirby and others, put him there for their propaganda in the 40s and 50s and 60s. He put them there. Yes. Kirby, right? first it was before that was Atlas, and all of it came from Tarzan, which was in the 20s.
You got it.
So,
the minute marker.
In Tarzan, the superhero was a chimp.
It's even simpler than that, Reggie.
Right? You asked me,
I'm sorry,
I'm just saying. Now, so when you get to, by the time you get to this other dude, his name is Waku. His name is Waku, king of the Bantus, right? He becomes the superhero.
Well, you gotta hear each other. So
I know I can hear him.
Right. You can hear me. Waku was written in as a superhero, right? When America was getting a little bit upset with apartheid, they made Waku the superhero, and then you get ultimately you get the Black Panther. White people created this for their particular purposes. We did not create this character.
Okay, now
we don't control the character.
Okay, can I respond to this?
Just if
I'm gonna try to keep it as quick as possible.
And that's what
I'm gonna go to.
Really
Well,
need to do
wait.
is kind of keep it short.
Let's be clear. I don't want to respond to your question. I want to respond to what you said before. So it is a response to you.
Okay,
because you said you were talking about the brothers killing each other. I want to respond to that.
Okay, go ahead.
So really, I think that one of the things that happens with people who watch this film is because they recognize the pain of the characters who are the anti-heroes, they then have mistakenly called them heroes. In a good story, you should understand the motivation of the anti-hero. I will not call Njobu and Killmonger villains, but I definitely will call them anti-heroes. And so what I've heard some people do is they've tried to even make Njobu a hero. And one of the reasons why they hear that is because they hear him say that he wants to actually defend Black people. Obviously, he's talking about us, Africans in the United States. I know you would say Black people, but hear what that's not the point here. So that's what he's talking about. And that's a laudable aim. But you have to recognize that the reason that this all occurs, his death occurs, is because of something he did. It doesn't occur because T'Chaka says, I want to stop you from helping Black people, although he might have said that because they're extremely isolationist.
Now,
but the reason why he does this is because Njobu, this is key. Njobu has an alliance with Claw in the story.
Right.
And he's the one that leads Claw, a heavily racist white South African, into Wakanda.
Right.
And in order to get out, he sets off a massive explosion and he kills many, many Wakandans,
but including
including the mother and father of one of the other major characters, Wakabi. And so sometimes what we try to do is we try to make Njobu a hero.
No.
When we recognize that, in fact, Njobu in this instance was a traitor to his people.
But now, what I said initially, which you didn't respond to, was why, if the comic book had the white man kill the uncle, why in the movie did the brother kill the brother?
Well, let me finish. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I said because of the psychological, like this is a psychological damage that's not being changed. All we're seeing is Black on Black crime.
Let me say this to you. I think you're factually wrong, though.
It would have been. I'm not factually wrong because I'm only basing it off the premise in the comic book.
No, but did you read it though?
No, I didn't.
So
read it.
I'm saying I think you're factually wrong.
All I need to know, I'm not asking what led up to.
I hear you. I'm saying
killed.
No. Hear what I'm saying.
Who was the one that killed him?
You're factually wrong.
So the white boy didn't kill him in the movie.
And I hear even Reggie making some really just some simple factual errors.
Yes or no? Is the white boy the one that
killed in a battle between Wakanda and Claw?
Is he killed
in the comic?
By the white boy in the comic?
No.
Who was he killed by?
He's killed in the battle with Wakanda because he has allied himself with Claw. That's what happened.
Okay,
and in the comic,
sweat. We can roll with that one.
Okay,
but in the movie, in the 60s or 90s, whenever it was, I believe it was in the 90s.
You guys keep making that.
They go into the brother. And they have the two brothers kill each other. Even if you want to go to your narrative where he died fighting with them against the Wakandans, it's not taken away from the psychological damage that they're doing to Black people by just showing another brother killing another brother. That scene is pointless unless there's a reason to show a brother killing another brother. That is my my y'all angle is to get this story.
Can I
right
give you a
to just
reason? I just want to make sure I get the facts right, but let me give you a reason why it's important it occurs.
That they kill each other?
Yes.
Okay,
they don't kill each other.
Excuse me, why the brother kills the
T'Chaka
brother?
kills N'Jobu.
Yeah, why is that important?
Because this is why I started by saying that every good story has a hero, and every great story has a hero that has a major conflict. The major conflict in Wakanda and for T'Challa is, am I the king of Wakanda, or am I a son of Africa? Now you might read that and say black people. Fine. We're not even debating Africa versus black people right now. So hear me. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to build up the fact that while Wakanda was doing something that you might have understood, they had gone to such aims that they had lost their way. Such aims that they actually would even unintentionally strike down one of their own, simply so they could keep themselves safe. And so T'Challa, as the major hero, disagrees with all of this. He is pained when he hears that his uncle was killed by his father. He is pained.
You're jumping though.
He is pained.
We ain't get to that part yet.
But you said we don't have to do it chronologically.
No,
what
no.
I want you to understand
my question.
But you
why
asked why
the
did
brother
they create
have
this?
to kill
That's
the
what
brother?
I'm answering. Because what they were doing is they set up how far Wakanda would go to be isolationist, and essentially what T'Chaka has to run. Remember, this story is about the black.
So you're saying to be isolated, they wanted to be isolated so much that they were willing to kill his own brother, who was just trying to help his brother.
He wasn't. When you say just trying to help his brothers, you're minimalizing some of the other things that he did, and that's not helpful.
The bigger picture. But let me tell you, so a lot of times brothers say in the world, right? I wouldn't say this. Brothers will say the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'm pretty sure you heard that.
Of course,
slogan,
I used to say it.
So let's say Jabu, whatever his name. I'm not trying to make fun of N'Jobu. Let's say if N'Jobu looks at it that way, like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So although he's helping him, he thinks he's helping his brother, right? Because that's what the son was going to do. The son wanted to fund weapons to everybody. So again, my question is, why is the dichotomy of the brother killing the brother?
I want to add.
Go ahead.
In this movie, you got Black Panther, right? When it comes to a revolver, a 9mm shotgun, you have Black Panther swatting them away. Bang, 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 right? That's what he's doing. He's swatting them away. No matter what, he's got these powers. Swatting them away, right? When T'Chaka, that is the
father. That's the father. Right. That's the
old
father.
Black Panther.
Right.
Sees his brother pull a gun on Zuri, not on him now, on Zuri. What happens to the special effects? How come he can't swat it away?
What?
Why can't he swat it away? Why can't he stop the bullet? He's doing it all through the movie.
Right.
But all of a sudden, he has to
now you gotta kill him.
Kill his own brother.
Reggie, it's a movie.
That's your problem. He just said something heavy.
You see what I'm doing? I'm showing you about the special effects and how they mess with the because I'm watching a movie, and I'm watching what the movie is doing to the black mind.
Right.
And I'm exposing it. I'm exposing the fact that he's a superhero. He's the Black Panther. He comes on a spaceship. Right? In Oakland, California.
Bullets don't even penetrate him. Bullets don't even penetrate him. While he got that suit on, bullets don't even penetrate him. That's what Reggie is saying.
And all of a sudden, he has a frailty, right? This brother has a revolver.
Now,
I mean, a 9mm, something simple.
Now, what I want to do, I want the other question that I asked, which Reggie answered. And again, when y'all get the mic, y'all can talk again. The question I asked was, why was this hero from Africa? You got the audio, the video ready? The question I asked was, why was this hero from Africa? The reason why this hero was from Africa is because white America does not want a hero from America.
Right.
White America did not want to give black people a black superhero. Like white people got, I'm so serious.
Crazy.
Are we crazy? No
watch
sweat.
when I play it. I'm not
tape.
making this up. Are we going to play the tape? They did a documentary on the Black Panther. 2 black superheroes, the Black Panther and Cage. Y'all know Cage from Harlem, right? How did Cage act when he came on? Sweet Jesus is how he talked. Shuck and jive talk. Play the tape.
Now, what's he playing?
This, pause it for a second. Pause it for a second. This is a documentary that A&E did.
I just want to make sure I can get it.
Yeah. Just turn the camera to. Oh, okay. What do you mean?
Yeah, they might.
They might copyright it if we play it.
Nah, this should be good. This isn't something that's copyrighted.
I think we'll be all right.
No.
This ain't a movie. No, this is a document.
This is a documentary on the history of Black people inside of comic books. So now you're gonna actually hear from Stan Lee and the creators of this.
Right.
So it could still get destroyed.
He was always in trouble. It was just a superfluous, unnecessary character. As a young Black kid, you know, we would look at these other characters and sort of be ashamed because that's all we would see of ourselves. That was the representation that we had. There was nothing to aspire to.
Pause it right there. Now make it big though on the screen.
You see this video you're trying to play though?
This is coming right after that. It's coming right after this. This is what Black people suffered before they bought Panther.
The image is in my book. That same image.
No sweat. This is what Black people suffered. Right. So Black people suffered having to only look at white superheroes. So we looking at the Superman, the Captain Americas. We looking at all of them as the superheroes, but we don't have one of our own. And when I'm saying one of our own, one local to us, not one that's far-fetched. Just watch. Y'all laugh. Y'all laugh. But just watch. Play.
Why isn't the hero African American?
Not just pause it. Not just from Africa. Why isn't the hero African American? Like, why ain't we giving something to inspire us the way other people are giving to inspire? It's almost done.
Tell me when I can respond.
Yeah. It's almost done.
Fantastic Four 52. And I remember us reading it by the desk and supposed to be doing our lessons.
Yeah, but
y'all need to pay attention though. So you pause it for a second. Y'all need to pay attention so y'all don't think I make up what they say.
Seen this documentary.
No sweat.
So they haven't focused right.
That was something. That was a special moment.
When the Black Panther showed up, just all the Black. Gentlemen, who's out this in the history of Congress? He's not a sidekick. He's not a logo.
His introduction was him taking on the Fantastic Four to see if he could beat them, and he did. And as a kid, that blew my mind. They beat Dr. Doom.
That's not gonna
They beat Galactus, who eats planets. But the Black Panther defeats them all. So you know this cat is badass. The Black Panther is a really important character. Now, of course, all his earliest adventures were written by white writers and drawn by white artists.
Well, I never thought that it was my place to talk about politics, but I also felt there were some things that perhaps ought to be mentioned. And one of the things I've always been against is bigotry.
I like the pilot very much. Yeah, she's a Black girl. That's good.
Stanley and Gentry.
That's disgusting to me. Yeah, that's disgusting to me. They pause it for a second to listen to white people say, "Oh yeah, that Black woman, she looks good. I like her." That's disgusting to me. Play it some more.
How long is this? I mean,
it's almost done. Hey, you got a curfew?
Yes, I got a lot to do.
Okay.
Make him the king of a Black nation in Africa. He had his own country, and his country was the most technologically advanced country on the planet.
The mythology is that he sort of understood that Americans were a little too racist to accept like a Black superhero from America.
Pause that. You heard what they said? That's why he's from Africa.
Right.
He's the only, like, superheroes are from everywhere. But our superhero cannot be from America.
Let me respond. There's a really good, that's one guy's interpretation.
That's not one guy's interpretation.
It is one guy's interpretation.
That's every Black man's
let's be
interpretation.
clear. The reason why setting T'Challa, this amazing hero, in the center of Africa is powerful and palatable to Black people worldwide. Now, I know you don't get this because you don't necessarily see yourself.
You don't have to keep saying that.
But just hear what I'm saying. So, because I wanted to give you another perspective that you may not be hearing. The reason that wasn't meant to be a slight.
No, but you keep saying it all the time. I'm not concerned about where they're from.
But I want you to understand why he's placed there. Because the commentary on Wakanda is, what would Black people be? What would we be doing? How powerful would we be if we were not touched by enslavement, if we were not touched by colonialism, if we were not touched by Europeans? That's why we see an insular nation that has no access to the outside world. The commentary is palatable to all people of African descent worldwide, especially African Americans.
Can I play the rest of it?
So what is actually happening here is we're saying, if Whitey didn't come get us, who would we really be? And so when you see Wakanda as the most technologically advanced nation, when you see it as perhaps the most powerful nation, that's the commentary. It's not because they're saying we can't give you a black hero. This is made by Marvel in the United States for a black audience. And you should be really clear that Black Panther, even though he's from Wakanda, he spends a lot of time in the United States.
Okay, can we
throughout the whole
frame
of the history
I do want to say something.
of the cartoon.
You know what the problem is with a lot of what you're saying, and even how earlier you were talking about how you know what I'm saying, old buddy was a traitor. You're talking about the most technologically advanced nation that's in Africa that lived through the transatlantic slave trade.
Right. Yes.
That did absolutely nothing when, if you want to turn around and consider so-called African Americans their brother, who's the real traitor that they let them turn around and get colonized? And hold on, I didn't say nothing for the past 20 minutes, so give me a second here, all right?
Go ahead.
So now, and regardless of that, we start to see that not only in the movie, but we see it in real life. I'm going to give you an example. In the movie, the same cat who was over there that his parents were killed, I don't know his name, but he turned that cat, Wakabi, whatever. He turned around and he said, we're going to bring them here with their problems. We don't want to inherit their problems. You know what that means? Now that they stood by and did nothing while our people got destroyed, now they don't want the schizophrenia. They don't want the fatherless homes. They don't want, you understand, the molested children who are destroyed and battered and need to be rebuilt and healed. They don't want the crack babies. They don't want the drug dealers. They don't want any single one of them.
Even though they could have freed them.
Even though they could have freed them, and even though they have all these technological advancements and wealth where they can take them out of poverty.
I think you're missing something, guys. You're missing that. Remember, I told you every story has a central conflict. You're describing this like it's a problem. And guess what? It is a problem. That's the reason why they did it. Because what they want you to recognize is our hero is not necessarily T'Chaka. Our hero is T'Challa. And so let me finish. So I want you to listen. If you hear what I'm saying, maybe you'll understand what I'm thinking, and then we can have a deeper discussion on this. So what is actually happens is T'Challa recognizes that what Wakanda has done to save themselves is wrong. That's why even in the film, he goes to the ancestral plane and he says to his father, "This man is a monster of our own making. You were wrong." In fact, he was ready. They actually said, "You are beaten so badly that you have to become an ancestor." He said, "I will not." Because in actuality, you are all wrong. He curses all of his ancestors out. So this is the central conflict.
He doesn't.
Initially, he didn't know about it.
No. Even
so
afterwards.
Understand.
But
so wait a minute.
Well, what y'all are missing,
so let me put a bow here. Let me put a bow. Let me put a bow. So in the end, what you see is that the hero has resolved the central conflict. That's how stories are told. The central conflict is exactly what you're saying, that they didn't get involved in what was going on with us.
Now,
the writers are not trying.
They did not get involved until they killed.
The writers are not trying to say that they were right. The writers are actually trying to say that they were wrong. They're agreeing with you.
If I could.
They're agreeing with you.
This is first of all, this is
you're the only one in the crowd talking.
First of all, this is a discussion about motherfuckers. That's not true. No, if I could. This is a discussion about our perspective on the movie. This ain't no right and wrong. This fucking a movie. We analyzing the shit. There ain't no winning and losing in the motherfucking argument. It's how we all perceive the movie, right? Okay. What the brother said about the story being told, comic book movies, any movie is a storytelling. There's a message that the writer and the director is trying to get across to you. The brother Ryan Coogler in this movie, there's a hero, an anti-hero, and then there's a villain. I think it's important to recognize that the white man is the villain in the fucking movie.
That's fair.
White people are the villain. White people are the ones who put us in slavery, colonizers, killmongers, hatred, is because white people. He grew up under white people. He grew up under American oppression.
He even calls them savages is what he calls them.
Killmonger hates the white man. You understand? He hates the white man, but he's also mad at the Africans because you fucking left me.
Because they didn't do nothing.
Because they didn't do nothing. And then when he comes and he's face to face with the Africans, with T'Challa and the whole Council of Wakanda, he says, "Oh, y'all sitting up here, y'all living good. Y'all living amazing. Don't y'all know what the fuck happened to us back there in America? Y'all sitting here living good, got all this power. How come y'all got people that look like y'all suffering everywhere?"
Yeah.
And T'Challa says, "I'm the king of Wakanda. I'm not the king of everybody." To me, that is the writers and the directors saying to Black Americans, these Africans know your struggle. They know you're suffering, but these Africans do not see you as them. These Africans have their own. Hold on. Salaki, wrap it up. The Africans, Salaki, I ain't used to that. On my show, it's just me. It's just me talking shit. But you know what I'm saying? The brother, the Black American brother who's his whole life has dreamed about this magical African place, dreamed about these magical African powers. When he finally gets there and says, "Where were y'all while we suffered?" The Africans tell him, "We was worried about our own selves. We wasn't really fucking with you like that." That breaks his heart. And that is the heartbreak that a lot of Black Americans feel when they invest themselves in Africa and going back to Africa, and Africa's the motherland. But then when you encounter Ethiopians, when you encounter Ghanaians, when you encounter Nigerians, you're face to face with the reality that, oh, y'all don't really fuck with me like that. It ain't that Nigeria don't know about the black struggle. It ain't that Sierra Leone don't know about the black struggle. It ain't that Ethiopia don't know about the black struggle. Ethiopia, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria look at you as a nigga, and they only care about their people. And that is what the directors of the movie trying to let you know. As a Black American, as Killmonger, wake up and realize these Africans don't really fuck with you, and their culture ain't your culture. The Wakandan culture was beautiful for representing Africa. They did a good job of taking time to detail and damn archive all of the great African culture, but that is not Black American culture. If you're a Black American man watching that movie, you like, damn, Wakanda tight, Wakanda great. Wakanda got the lip people, they got the people with the raised skin, they got the people with the red clay. They man, Wakanda's amazing, but there's no niggas in Wakanda. There's no cats from Oakland in Wakanda. There's no cats from New York in Wakanda. There's no cats. There are no descendants of slaves in Wakanda. And as a Black American, I don't see how you can watch this movie and not see that the director and the writers are saying, yeah, Africa got some culture that's great, that's cool. Black man, you ain't them. And it's hard for me how any Black American, like the brother Jabari said at the beginning, all of us in here are Black Americans, meaning we all descend from the people who suffered the transatlantic slave trade. Do you agree with that? There is an inherent difference between us and the people who did not suffer that slavery, not in our minds, but in their minds.
Right.
For the first time ever in any movie with social commentary, Boys in the Hood, South Central, Menace to Society, African people cannot relate to those films. African people don't have a voice in those films. Right. But for the first time, you got a Black movie in America where Africans have a voice, and that African voice is, I'm the king of Wakanda, I'm not the king of you niggas. Yes, we could have came and saved you, we could have helped you, but we had to maintain the issues of Wakanda. The fact that the brother from Wakanda who cares about Black Americans is the villain goes to show you that in the mindset of a Native African, in the mindset of an Ethiopian, a Nigerian, and a Sierra Leonean, if you put these niggas in America above your people, you're a fucking traitor. That's from the mind of niggas who in the world. The brother who made the movie, the brothers who wrote the movie and directed it, they ain't in the truth. They ain't got higher knowledge. They ain't walking around with unks and Kemetic chains. They ain't walking around with Israelite symbols. These are Black American men who are letting you know, yeah, Africa got something that's good and great, but it does not apply to you Black American man.
Hey, yo, hold on. I think y'all, you ain't telling us that the wall was coming, brother.
Y'all knew they knew I was gonna be here, man. You should have known.
Now hold up, because I gotta respond to some shit that you said. But Reggie, go ahead.
2 minutes.
Reggie's been waiting patiently.
As a researcher,
you saying Wakanda is Israel?
As a researcher,
okay.
My what I try to do is I at least try to
say paying you, Reggie. Now it's
Jabari,
brother, you still my brother.
That's your man.
It's Israel now, huh?
Interrupting.
You still my brother, right?
It's Israel now.
Let me.
No, he is.
Okay.
First.
How much you gave my brother Reggie, man?
No, first.
Israel now, huh?
I ain't give nothing.
Come on,
No,
Reggie.
first, on this part, I'm going to come back to Israel, right? But what I am going to do is show you that the writers, the one who said he's not a bigot, what's his name?
Oh, Stanley, yeah.
And Kirby.
Right.
All right. Well, Ta-Nehisi Coates, he drew a map of Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
There's Wakanda. On
I
one
think
side
I know where you're going.
is Canaan.
Right. I know where you're
Right?
going. Right.
One side is Canaan. Another side is Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
The other side is Niganda.
What are you talking about?
Ganda. Nigga. Ganda. The land for the nigga. Niganda. Right? Wakanda was written by those races to separate different groups of black people. There's the Canaanites, there's Zanians, and then there's the Naganda. They got a land called Naganda.
That's the man.
Now,
Son.
you want to go and ride with this movie, and you don't want to pick it apart. The fact of the matter is, this movie.
I'm not gonna pick apart something that young kids like and appreciate, brother. They looking at another black superhero as themselves. They see,
but they ain't gonna live in Naganda.
See, look,
they live in Naganda,
brother,
which is Oakland.
When the movie Scarface came out,
let me speak. Why are you gonna let me? Why are you gonna interrupt me? Why are you
That's
gonna
hold up? That's
Reggie.
no. Stop it 1 second. That's the proof that there's propaganda in movies. Push. Hold on 1 second. Wait. Propaganda in movies to get us to emulate something. What you just said is why the Panther is a terrible movie. Because that made everybody in the world, y'all made, that's because we're failing them.
And we're
that's because we're the ones that, listen, we're the ones that failed them when Scarface came out. I'll give it back to you in a second. When Scarface came out, black people are the ones, I was not. Black people were failing other black people by promoting Scarface. We failed them. So in a movie like this, the ones that's coming out and saying it's a great movie, there's no propaganda, we're failing black people again because we're not showing them how Hollywood is manipulating us once again. That's the problem.
And hold up now. No. Hold on, because I got cut off too before, so that's all right. So now, and to build off of, I hear you. I was speaking too, and then Jabari wanted to turn around, and then he comes in. No sweat. I need to build off something that he said. You understand? Now you want to turn around and say that, okay, so we turned around, and then this is who we emulate. Well, this is what I want, or who we could relate to. Who do you think that black and Hispanics in the ghetto could relate to? African who grew up in royalty in a secluded area, or a brother from the ghetto? Now, so here's my point. They're going to relate to Killmonger. You understand? And then what did they do to Killmonger? They turned around. First of all, they made him kill his woman. You understand?
They made him kill his woman?
Well, and even it's a script. It's a script. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Somebody incorporated that inside the script.
You know why they did that?
You mind?
There's a reason why I did that.
I'm going to tell you why right now. Because I'll tell you why right now. You understand? I'm going to give you a couple of examples, but this is my point. Not only did they make him kill his woman in the script, does that help you? Does that clarify? You understand? They also made him lie to her. They made the black man on these shores an enemy to the black woman. You understand? He says everything's going to be all right, and then he murks her. Now, not only did they do that, but once again, this is the brother that black men and women on these shores are relating to. They don't relate over there to the king of Wakanda. They relate to the little boy that was left by the other king of Wakanda on the ghetto steps. You understand? And did nothing.
And by lying to her, and by lying,
I'm not even done.
And by lying to her,
we're talking about so many things that it's hard to talk.
Okay, go ahead, Reggie.
Which I'm trying to bring it all into my point and tie it up with what we were saying before.
Let him finish.
No, so you know what, Reggie? You have been waiting patiently.
I'm never long. I just make quick points. Power is the ability to define your reality and have other people respond to that reality as if it was your own. That is what power is. White folks are showing the power that they have. They are creating a reality, and they can change it around as many times as they want to fit themselves, and have us respond to that reality and own it as if it was our own. This is the problem with this movie. From the beginning of the comic book to the movie, we may have some influence to write some things in, but even when we do that, we mess it up or it doesn't connect. They play with time periods. One of the criticisms I get is, well, Brother Reggie, you wasn't talking about the same time period. You was mixing the 90s with the 60s. Yeah, but so does these comic books and these movies. These movies and comic books are all over all time periods in which to play themselves. So the situation is that we don't have any power, and we're confusing our want to be entertained with power. At the end of the day, we're not gonna have no power. Peace.
Yeah, I want to really. I'm sorry. This is the first time I'm meeting you. Soccer war. Okay, I appreciate what Soccer War said. I want to disagree with him and maybe show him some things that maybe you might even agree with me. Because I also want to even it's going to merge into something that Katazaz said as well. Because I want you to understand is Wakanda is not just ignoring African Americans. Wakanda is ignoring Africans. So this is not a situation where they just left us behind. They've left everybody behind. We see that one of the central, another part of the central conflict is we see Nakia, the woman that the T'Challa loves, won't be his queen because she actually disagrees as well. She believes that we need to be involved. So we actually see her try to rescue women who are supposed to be the Chibok girls in Nigeria, by the way, and a child soldier. This is not in the United States. What she's basically saying is we've left all Black people behind. So I want you to get that. Right? So the major point of this film is not to say that that's how it should be. When T'Challa says, I'm not the king of the world, I'm the king of Wakanda, he is correct, but he has not yet become the victor. Because in a movie, the way that a movie, a good story is told, when you overcome the central conflict, then you're the victor. The central conflict is he realizes that he's not just the king of Wakanda, that he has to actually get involved in the affairs of Black people worldwide. So when you say that, they're saying that he says, I'm the king of Wakanda, and this is diasporan Africans talking to us, that's incorrect, because we see that they've left behind other continental Africans as well. And in addition to that, when he wins, he says, now I understand that that was wrong. That's what you have to get from this. He goes to the ancestral plane. That's the deepest place that you can be, to go to speak to your dead father and say you were wrong. And he actually says that is wrong. What we need to do is rescue Black people worldwide. So so really one of the major things you have to get from this movie is an admonishment for both diasporan Africans and continental Africans to stop letting ourselves be separated by who? The Tomhu, by the European. That's what they're trying to say.
Okay, good.
All right, now I'm glad that you touched on, what's the character's name? The girlfriend of
Nakia.
Nakia. Now, Nakia was upset with the Black Panther because he would not extend their power to continental Africans.
Right.
You said the symbolism of that scene at the beginning is she's helping the girls captured by Boko Haram.
Right.
She's helping to free these Nigerian girls.
That's right.
And to put an end to Boko Haram.
And they say it's in Nigeria.
Yeah, it's in Nigeria. Now,
where it is.
Here's the beauty of the directing of the movie.
Right.
She was all for aid for continental Africa. She was all for the Black Panther using his powers to help other Black people, right? When Killmonger kills T'Challa in ritual combat and assumes the throne rightfully, she hates that nigga. She goes and says, get the mother, get the daughter. We going to the mountains to the 8 niggas who hated the Panther, and we got to get this stranger off the throne. We got to get this foreigner off the throne. She knows that Killmonger wants to take Wakandan power and go help Black people. But she knows that he's a foreigner and we got to get this nigga off the throne. So that's the director and the writer showing you that Africans will band together with Africans before they band together with niggas.
She's what she realizes. What she realizes.
I don't need to say no.
What she realizes is that even though Killmonger, listen. This is why.
Do you not acknowledge that point? Do you
This
not
is
acknowledge
why
that she was all for foreign aid
wait.
until the nigga showed up in America, killed the king, and then she was like,
I'm gonna agree.
We gotta get.
I'm agree with part of what you said because I think
There is no part
we're not
of
on. We're not on. We're not.
That's
on
what she did,
different
though.
poles
Yeah, we ain't that far away. We ain't that far apart.
But this is what you have to get.
No, you good. There ain't no
Killmonger
disagreement, though.
allows his pain and his hatred to eat him.
That's not what we're talking about
And
right
so,
now.
listen,
what we talking about is
you let me say 3 words.
You said
I'm gonna directly respond.
You said that the woman was
to
all
Zarya.
for freedom.
I'm gonna directly
showed you how
I've heard what he said.
Then
Let me respond to him.
Don't talk about Killmonger's
You let me say
anger.
3 words.
Respond to the woman. This is what he does. Though.
Let me
I know him very
respond
well.
to him.
I know him very
Listen,
well.
when I'm finished, you'll see if I've responded
No,
to him.
I
'Cause
need you
my
to stay
plan,
focused
my
on what he
plan,
said.
You can't
He
stop me.
focused
Listen,
right on what you said.
listen.
Don't run
If
around
you're
the
going to
block.
interrupt me after 4 words, you're not going to hear what I'm
No,
trying to
come
say.
on, let's go with it.
So listen to what I'm saying. So what she actually agrees with Killmonger to a degree. This is the challenge.
What does she agree with Killmonger? You're not answering this question.
If you're not going to let me talk, then I shouldn't be here.
Sorry, you're not answering the question.
So this is what we actually see.
Okay.
Even though he is correct about the role that the pain that black people are around the planet, she agrees with that. She also recognizes that he is dangerous and that he actually is willing to kill wantonly. That's why he is an anti-hero, not a villain, because there's some things about him that we should all agree with. I see Killmonger in myself as well. But what we actually see is that he's also willing to kill his woman, to slice Adora Milaje's neck open, to grab an elder woman and say, do that ish when I tell you. So this is not a hero. You guys have to recognize that even when he goes to the ancestral plane, I want them to hear this. When he goes to the ancestral plane, his father doesn't say, thank you for completing my task, because now he's an ancestor and he can speak truth and he has different wisdom. He says, this is my fault that you're in this much pain because I should have taken you home. So what we're actually also hearing, you guys got to go at least 2 levels beneath what you're looking at. What we're also hearing is Kugler and Cole are saying, wait, I'm talking to him. He has to hear this. What they're also saying is one of the reasons why we are in the situation we are is because we have not reconnected ourselves to the African continent. That's what we're supposed to take from that.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with what he asked
said.
you and what he stated.
Nothing.
You must not have been listening.
You get what I'm saying? It had
Did I
nothing
answer
to do
your
with
question?
it.
You did
So
not.
to ask it again and tell me if I didn't answer it.
Okay, you didn't answer the question. You didn't answer. No, I didn't miss it at all. You didn't answer my question.
Tell me what your question is. I did not, I attempted to answer it. If I didn't hear it correctly, I will try to answer it.
The question was, if the girlfriend was so hell-bent on the Wakandans extending their aid to all black people, why is it that when the black American took control and was going to do exactly what she wanted, her first response was, we got to get this stranger off the throne?
I answered this question very clearly. I said it's because she realized that even though that aspect of what he was saying was correct, that the length that he was willing to go was damaging and dangerous. We see what he does.
If I could.
Yes.
When T'Challa died on the mountainside,
right,
she didn't even know what the fuck Killmonger's
By the
plan
way,
was.
T'Challa didn't die.
Okay, when he threw T'Challa off the edge and everybody thought he was dead, she did not even wait to hear what Killmonger's plans were.
She knows what his plans are.
Brother, nobody knows what Killmonger's plans were until after he goes before the council and says, I'm the king now, and we're going to take this power. We're going to free everybody that's dark skinned around the planet. Nobody knows what his aims are.
Have you seen? You have to see the movie.
Nobody knows what Killmonger's plans are until after he goes before.
I think you need to see it again because there's a scene you're missing.
No,
there's a scene you're missing.
I know.
I almost agree with you, but you have to remember. I almost agree with you, but what you have to hear is that Nakia, Okoye, and T'Challa actually went to Korea, right? And what did they see Killmonger do? He saved Claw. They know who he is.
They did not know who he was at that time.
They did not know who he was.
They didn't know who he was. He had a mask on. All they saw was that ring.
But they know who he is.
No, they did not
They
know.
did not know at that
Only
point.
T'Challa knew. Only
you
T'Challa
telling
knew
me-
because of the
No,
ring.
wait,
The girlfriend did not know that
They
the man that
know-
saved
she
Claude
ain't
was
know-
the same man who was
she
being
ain't
presented
know that
before the
T'Challa-
Wakandan Council.
They know.
That's a lie.
They all know.
That's
You
a
have
lie.
to watch. I would almost
That's
want
a
to see it
lie.
with you, so we can.
That's
So I
a
can.
lie.
I
show-
just pinpointed the scene.
But
when Killmonger saves Claw, nobody knows anything about
All
that
they
cat
saw was the
except
ring.
for T'Challa.
That
He's
is
the
not
only one who
true.
saw
That
the
is.
ring.
That is not true.
T'Challa is the Black Panther is the only one that saw the ring.
Ross says that he's one
He
of
went to
ours.
talk to Forrest Whitaker.
Wait.
Yeah.
He said.
My bad.
No, wait. Listen. I'm agree with you partially here on Kata.
That's when he
Because they
found
don't know
out.
everything
Nobody
about
else
him.
knew.
They don't know everything about him. Wait, listen. You go. I'm agree partially with what Kataza said.
Okay, but hold
They don't
hold
know
up, though.
everything about him.
All right. So maybe you'll answer this
all
question.
day.
This is what I want to know. All right. Whatever the
don't
case
answer no
may be,
questions.
because that's not the answer. This question.
Twice. I don't know. We
So-
don't see it the same
No
way.
problem.
I don't know what you want me
Obviously,
to-
you don't. You didn't answer his question, so maybe you'll answer this one. All right. What was, you understand, the Black Panther fighting for when they did ritual combat? Because
I'm not even sure how why.
Okay, just focus
He's
real quick.
fighting-
All right, so let me set it up then. I'm
Okay.
gonna set it up. So now Killmonger comes in. He wants his claim for the throne, and now he has his agenda. And what his agenda is to undo everything of seclusion that Wakanda did and take over the world on Wakanda first by destabilizing the rest of the world. Then he wants to rule. Now, hold up. Now, the Black Panther, what does he do? He falls back and he gets in his pride. He could have stated who he was. He could have turned around and dealt with him brotherly. But what did he want? He wanted to suppress that information, which means what? He, at that moment, and when they went and when they fought, he was fighting against the liberation of Black people in America. He was fighting against the liberation, because what was Killmonger's plan? It was for him to rule. And that's the difference. Y'all want to go over to Africa to be second-class citizens. But that brother went over there so that this way he can rule and sit on a goddamn throne. And he does something that none of y'all will ever do. He actually charges them for the crimes that they commit. And everything that we pointed out about how Africans try to stay separate from us, listen, that's why they have a byword. That's why you got Africans who call you a kata, because their ancestors didn't pick cotton.
And
You
if I
understand that?
All right, let me say this real quick, because you know I'm real quick with it.
Now, you know what,
You know
damn
what I'm
that.
saying?
Last thing, and all these different countries, man, hide the resources. Every single one of them. Same thing, like even with Ghana. I said, and every single one of these, like, listen, this is what I want to know. I'm talking, okay, for any single nation, for example, I'll start with Ghana, you understand, who has benefited from the slave trade. You understand? What have they done to give aid here?
I don't want to.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You understand that?
Okay.
So hold on. They benefited from the slave trade. Now, what have they done for the Flint water crisis? What have they done against
All right, we're
police
talking about the movie
brutality?
right now.
Now, this is my point, and this is why that movie reflects real life. Because just like they didn't want to inherit those problems, just like they wanted to leave that boy in the ghetto, just like the Black Panther fought on that mountain just to make sure Killmonger couldn't assume that throne, because what would have happened? Then these people would have got liberation. It's the same way Africans don't give a damn about Black and Hispanics inside of America today.
When T'Challa and
I want to respond
Killmonger,
after you go.
when T'Challa and Killmonger was fighting for the throne, right? To show you that he didn't want to kill his brother because he was an African American, he beat him twice in the movie. Remember when he knocked him down, he put the sword to his neck to show him, I got you. But he didn't want to take his life. And then that's when Killmonger whipped it, moved it, and then again he got him again, right or wrong, soccer wall. So he's showing you that he couldn't. How you say I'm wrong, brother? Y'all not watching the movie?
We seen it clear.
What I'm saying is he could have killed Killmonger. Hold on. He could have killed Killmonger, but he did not kill him when they was fighting for the throne.
But do you realize?
Hold on, brother, because I want you to really see the point what y'all all missing. If he really wanted to kill the African American, he had him twice, but he let him go. He put the sword to him and froze it right there, and he looked up and like, damn, he got him. He was like, in his mouth, he said, heal.
He says yield.
But he didn't. And
I'm
that's
not
why
going
he
for
got
that.
away from
I'm not
so
going
come
for
on,
that,
man.
because what
Come
that
on,
did was, again, those writers are playing us against each other. They're playing against, you didn't control the script. You just responded and reacted. I'm going to tell you, why should have Killmonger lost at any point? Right. He was bigger, stronger, right? He was no. He had just come off that drug. He's on that drug 24/7, all day, every day, right? This brother, just a herb that becomes a narcotic. I mean, a herb that has those effects is a narcotic. He came off his drug, his syrup, right? And then when he was fighting the brother, Killmonger, right? Killmonger was much more athletic, much more prepared, and prepared for this all his life. Killed many times, right? And Black Panther had just become the Black Panther because his daddy died. Right. You see, the issue is that the African American was supposed to suppress the African who living in America. Now, I have been to Africa. You have been to Africa. I understand what you just said. Say that one more time. The movie was made to suppress the African in America. Because in the comic books, almost all of the African American
Reggie trying to come out that morgue.
They all are whack, right? They almost all are whack. They're weak. And guess what? They partner so easy. Look at the dude, dog. What's the other dude with the Falcon? He's a sucker. He do anything that they tell him, right? You don't have a radical. The only person I can respect is Blade.
Yeah, I like Blade.
I
like Blade.
Blade. What you doing?
He's removing your arm.
Oh shit!
Hey, Sarnetta funny as shit, yeah. Sarnetta funny as shit, man. Somebody get Reggie a headpiece, man. Somebody get Reggie a headpiece. Somebody get Reggie a headpiece, man. Somebody get Reggie a headpiece, man.
Hey, Abada, give me that right there. Give me that right there. It's on the chair. Yeah, get that to Reggie.
You do that.
Get that to Reggie. Reggie, get that to Reggie. Get that, Reggie. Get that to Reggie.
See, here it is. See, right now, this ain't got nothing to do. Here's the funny thing is, this has something to do.
You get ready to fly, yeah.
Yeah, so because you did that to me, brother, and I would never. I have worked with you for a long time. I didn't believe that you would do something like that to me.
Right.
I would not believe that you would do something like that unjust to me. But I will. No, I will. But look what you just did. Look at the colors. Look at the colors. I am talking about the Black American experience. And I'm saying that all of the African American characters they put in America, they keep us weak. I'm not talking about the African.
Right.
I'm talking about the African American.
Right.
They almost all die.
Right.
It takes 10 seconds in a goddamn movie for a black man to die. In the first 15 seconds, a black African American man is dead in a movie.
Black Panther or what?
No.
In general, in Hollywood, focus, man.
No, I'm saying this ain't got nothing else to do. This ain't got nothing else to do. This ain't got nothing to do with blacks and Hebrew Israelites. Right? I mean, right now we're not.
The whole conversation
it has
ain't had
something to do with us in America looking at what these people. You know who made Sarnetta move my bandana? Oh shit! The white man.
Damn. All right, hold on. All right. So now there's something. Who mentioned Blade?
Reggie.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't mess with Blade, and it's the same reason why I don't like Optimus Prime. It's the same reason why I don't like Superman. I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm just focus real quick. We on the term of superheroes, and I'm gonna tie all this in with the Black Panther.
Okay.
Optimus Prime is a Christian. You understand? No, just focus. Just stay with me. Just try to stay with me. Just focus now. I'm talking about the spirit because what do Christians do? Christians turn against their own people to go and give the white man all the support in the world. What was Megatron about? Megatron was about his race, his people. What was Optimus Prime about? Wearing red, white, and blue and fighting for the white man's government. Superman went to go fight against Zod. What was Zod about? The superiority of his race. Superman puts red, white, and blue on, fights for Earth and against his own race. Blade is a vampire and goes and hunts and kills vampires. Now, regardless, he's killing his own kind. Hold up, focus. This is why I'm tying everything in. Now you go to the Black Panther. What do they want to do? They turn around and they take Killmonger. You understand? And what was he about? He was about his people ruling. You understand?
And killing
he
black
was
women.
Hold up. Now, once again, that was the white man's doing to make you the enemy.
The whole character
straight up
is
and
him.
down.
You can't
This
just
is
say
what,
sections
and
of his
I'm gonna show you
character,
something, Jabari. Let me show you something. I got something right here, right? I seen this on Facebook the other day. I'm not gonna say her name. If y'all want, you can look up this up close. It says, "I see I'm gonna have to go to Wakanda to find me a good nigga." You see what this movie did? Meaning, you're born here in America. Let me tell you something. No, focus. You are not a good man because you were born here in America. If you were born in Africa, then you would be acceptable. Then you might be Prince Hakeem. Then you might be. Hold up. You understand? So now, meaning you're no good here. They vilified the black man on America when what did he want? He never forgave his enemies. He never turned. You want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to try to jump in right off of what he said because y'all always keep bringing up him killing that woman. And if we don't understand,
Killmonger, his girl,
killing his woman. I said killing a woman.
Which one?
Killmonger.
He kills more than one woman.
Oh yeah, he slit that Dyke's throat.
Yeah, oh the Dyke's throat.
Okay, no sweat.
They for sure some Dykes.
There was some Dykes.
Oh, y'all keep, if y'all not understanding, remember when I first started this conversation, I said a lot of people are looking.
Sorry, y'all speak, man.
Yeah, thank you. When I started this conversation, I said, y'all look at it as just a movie. As I watched this movie, I realized this wasn't just a regular Marvel movie. Look at how much time we're spending on it. This was a movie, just like every other black movie, that has so many undertones. If you don't miss the director or the writer's initial objective, you'll miss the mark. And if you don't understand what happened, why that black woman was killed by that black man, then you're really missing the mark. Think about what that woman, think about what, so the devil grabs the woman, right? The devil grabs the woman. And when the devil grabs the woman, the brother looks at her, what does he tell her? I love you, right? And then he kills her.
Is that what he says?
Does he say I love you?
No. He says,
either way.
It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
It's the same spirit.
No, it's not.
All you doing is distracted. All you doing is distracted. All I did was get a phrase wrong. You wouldn't even answer the brother. You wouldn't even answer the brother's question properly. There's a spirit behind. Yeah, he wouldn't even answer the brother's question. There's a spirit behind it. The reason why I'm saying that he said I love you is because that's the spirit. He was trying to give her a false sense of comfort before he killed her. And the psychology that does is that tells the black woman that the black man is going to lie to you before he destroys you. That's the psychology that's taking place. It's so many. And if you don't see that, then you're missing the mark as a black man that's in charge of black women. Because we have to stop. Like all black women believe is that black men gonna lie to them. And that movie helped push that limit. I think that's what the movie taught you. The movie taught you that the black man is gonna lie to you and then destroy you at the same time. And that's why that post Kadazai said, when it said, I got to go to Wakanda to find me a black man. That's why, because now they're saying ain't no stock left in the black man in America. The only stock I got to know now go get is an African, or maybe a white man, or maybe an Arab man. But the black man can continue to be destroyed. Now I'm gonna let you respond, but I want to shift to the women in the movie, and then the last phrase that the brother said when he said, "I'd rather be buried with the slaves." Just don't be too long.
I'm gonna try to be quick. There are two things I think we need to recognize. First of all, whenever you get a chance, you talk about how we're not connected to Africa. And
we ain't said
and
none of that tonight.
He did. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
You weren't listening. I mean, Katazar did. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about what Katazar said on 2 occasions. And I just want to be clear to everyone that as someone who travels on the continent and has been to Ghana, I'm going to tell you that sometimes diasporan Africans don't recognize it, even though we've been catching hell by the time who here, they've been catching hell there too. So they're not even in their right minds. There has to be a healing that occurs both on the continent and here with us. And we have to do it together. So that when you say that all Africans don't care about us, that's not actually true. And I want you to say, I wish that you, if I could convince you to come with me, you would be able to actually see that there are
offered that to me. I accepted. You didn't.
I already offered it to you.
Yeah, I accepted.
I'm going to be going to Ghana next year in 2019. Right, and this might even, in some ways, fit into your worldview, because the group is going because it's really 400 years since really Africans were brought here in chains.
You're financing this
trip? You might change. You're like, you give me a free trip out there with you. If I was you, I'd say the same thing. I can't even knock you on that one. But so I want you to understand that Africans on the continent have also suffered mental
that's why they
destruction
kicked
as well.
the Haitians to the curb.
But let's say, when you say this is the other thing I want to say. Wait.
We're talking about the AU.
Africa has.
We talking about the AU, and they denied Haiti from being a part of Africa.
Africa has over 50 nations,
and all of them
rulers,
rejected
and
Haiti.
some of them. Could you please listen, guys? Wait. We have to recognize that there needs to be healing that occurs. And when that healing occurs, we're going to move into power. Because what we have to do is also recognize that just as they're trying to talk about Wakanda has vibranium, Africa is the richest landmass on the planet. When we take control of our homeland, we will be the most powerful global people ever in human history. So that's one thing. The other thing I want to say really quickly about this is I want us to understand that essentially what we are being told in this movie is not that we should look down on people who are trying to save black people. That is not the point of the movie. That's not the point of the movie. That is what we agree with Killmonger and Njobu on. Everyone does. The writers agree. We agree. They're not saying these Negroes are wrong, stay away from them. That's not what they were trying to communicate. What they were trying to say is two things. Don't let your hatred of the Tomhu and your pain in these states destroy who you really are. That's why his father says, he says, no tears for me. And he says, people just die. That's how it is around here. And the father begins to cry and says, I did this to you. I should have taken you home.
But you know, in the movie.
So the point, but let me just zing it home and now I'm gonna stop. So I want you to understand that when you look at some of the things that occur in the film, the writers are depicting things that they disagree with, because it's part of the main character's central conflict. At the end of the film, he is reuniting Wakanda with the rest of the black world. That's what we're supposed to see. Now, you can critique that he says he's going to build some centers in Oakland and he's going to have a science and technology place. I get that you might critique that, because I wanted him to also say we send in arms and we're going to fight righteously.
No, you know,
but that's not what he did. But
you know,
so if I could critique it, that's what I would critique.
You know what it is, though? He never, in the movie, Killmonger never had a reason to have his to not have hatred towards the people of Wakanda. He never had a real reason.
I agree with you.
He had, like, what I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. So the Tomhu, or white man, or devil, whichever way you want to call him, from the movie perspective, did not kill his father. His own people killed his father.
Yes.
So when you're looking at Killmonger, that's all he know. And then not only did they kill his father, they left him alone.
Yes.
So now all he has is this survival. Does that sound familiar? And then you got to add this other dichotomy to it too. The father then tells the lie about who killed his father. So now the Wakandans believing the whole time that the white man killed his father, but in reality, he killed his father. That's why the cat from Get Out, why he got mad at T'Challa when he came back, because he didn't bring that white boy back with him. That's why the cat from Get Out even allowed the brother to get into Wakanda, because he had to buy. Hear me out.
Go ahead.
So when we talking about the psychological effect, everything that I just said sounds like what? Who does not like to take accountability for what happened to us over here? Africans.
Oh, it's just Africans, huh?
Who left us over here
to
fend for themselves?
Come on.
Africans.
Come on.
So this is what I mean when I say the psychology
You were letting white people
of
off
what
the hook
that
big
movie.
time.
No. You ain't getting what I'm
if
saying.
you say it that way, you letting them off the hook.
You're not getting
We
what I'm
charge
saying.
the Arabs, the white man, the African, everybody.
The best way to know who is really at
And you
fault
know who
is
always
to
wants
follow
to
the
give the
dollars.
Africans a
Because
pass?
Africans,
Black people in
continental
America.
Africans did
Black
not-
people in America love
continental
giving
Africans-
Africans a
continental
pass.
Africans-
I was talking
Yeah,
first. I
he's
let him
interrupting.
speak.
He's interrupting.
I was interrupted.
I thought you were finished. I thought you just started talking again when I started talking. So if I
Well,
interrupt
if
you,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
still talking while you was talking, then obviously you couldn't have thought I was.
No, I
finished
said
talking.
I thought you just started talking again when I started talking.
No
I
sweat.
didn't realize you still had.
But
You were just pausing.
The only people that won't accept the role that the Africans played is Black people in America. Like we'll charge white people for the role, but we won't charge them. Well, and my point is, Killmonger wanted to charge them for the role that they played. Like we're always
Rightfully.
talking about this. Thank you.
Rightfully.
And here's the turning point of the movie that could have been different.
Well, don't do that now.
Yeah, just pause it for 1 second, Kyle. Here's the thing, and I think we talked about this on the phone when I said it was too much. Here's where they could have did something different with that movie. When Killmonger comes to the land, right? So now at this point, T'Challa knows his father lied. He knows his father murdered his uncle. He knows that Killmonger has every right to the throne. He knows why
He has every right to the throne. That's a step too far.
Well, that's why he was able to fight for it, because he had a right to it. But that's my point. If he was not royalty, he would not have a right to his right.
I do want to add.
That's my point.
I do
That's
want
the
to
same
add.
thing.
First of all, he became king. When he became
No, I'm talking.
king,
No, before I want to talk about before he became. You talk about Killmonger, right? I want to talk about before he became king. Hold on 1 second. Let me talk about before he became king. Man, be quiet. Be quiet. So now, T'Challa knows the whole outline why this brother got this hatred. Now, here's the difference between. Now, here's where I will bring the truth into it. Here's the difference between what I would say I.S.U.P.K. and anybody else. If you know this brother's pain is your fault, you have to give him something different than what he's used to. So when Killmonger comes and wants to fight T'Challa knows the only reason he wants to fight him is because he's been rejected from his ancestors or from his people since he was a kid. That's what Kadazai was talking about when he was sitting there in his pride. So when you see Killmonger sitting there, he aggressive, he should have been aggressive. He had every right to be aggressive. T'Challa was not supposed to do that to him.
Okay,
he was not
I want to
supposed to
add
fight
two
him.
things, right?
Hold
First of all,
What you mean he wasn't supposed to fight? He had no choice.
No, he did not. He had. I'm gonna tell you something. The problem is.
Oh, he should have just gave it to him.
No, no, you ain't getting my point. When I say he wasn't supposed to fight him, if you know, like black on black crime that exists today, right? We go out on the streets and we prevent that black on black crime. And so you have brothers that come at us and want to fight. We might have enemies in the past or whatever like that. And we all were in the world and wicked and destroyed at one point. And so we got forgiveness from the Most High. Of course, I'm not talking about y'all now, I'm talking about us. We got forgiveness from the Most High, so we have to forgive our brothers. So if a brother is coming at us with violence, we don't come back at them with violence. We give them the alternative, which is called brotherhood. T'Challa never gave Killmonger the one thing at his whole life that was family, that was brotherhood. And that's why Killmonger was hurting. That's why he was so angry. He was so angry because his whole life, all he had was Wakanda left me in America. What if black people had their whole life? Africans left us in America, if you're going to call us African. But nobody wants to give them that responsibility.
You don't care about Killmonger.
I do.
He's half African. You don't even feed
See,
him.
for us, he's an Israelite.
You don't even,
there's
you
no
don't, you
way
don't
because
feed him.
there's
You
no
don't
way
feed him.
Killmonger
You
is not
don't
an
care
Israelite. There's
about
no way Killmonger is not an Israelite because no African cares about black people in America.
If I could,
no African cares about black people in America.
I do not see. Here's the problem. The problem is that we The problem is,
African American. He's African.
If I could, man, this is when.
So
I'm gonna let Reggie finish. I'm not gonna cut Reggie off.
But the other side, of this is there's another side of it. So you do have that problem, and that the fact of the matter is, I just want to let you know before I leave because I don't have enough time. Right? The comic book characters wrote Rwanda. Right? I mean, wrote Wakanda after, right? Before there was really even a Uganda, right? Okay. Basically, they took the model out of Jewish Israel. I'm not saying Hebrew Israel. I'm saying Jewish Israel. So that model, if you look on the map, not only is Niggerville there, Canaan is there. Don't associate with the Canaanites and don't associate with the niggas, right? The problem is between us. That's the only reason I came is for some semblance of unity between us, so that we can have a conversation about some real things.
No, I agree.
So even
I agree
if we
with that.
disagree, we can actually come together.
But I think Reggie, you and I think in this discussion, I don't think we have. Don't give it to him. But Reggie, I don't think we really have that much separation between us in this conversation. Now I kind of want to shift. Now I kind of want to.
I whispered that.
I kind of want to shift a little bit. Not from the movie, still in the movie, but just different parts of the movie. To the women or the last thing?
If I could, we could
before you say that. Can I say something that lasts less than 15 seconds?
No.
Yes,
if it's less than 15 seconds, I'm a time.
I'll count it. Okay. Let me say this really quickly. If you come with me to Ghana, they will actually, as their apology, give you land so that you can return.
Okay, my man.
Because I want you to understand that they are trying to take some responsibility for their role.
I'll take that African land.
And you have to acknowledge you an African though.
So now
I will not take that African land. If I could, and I did want to say something just real quick about the movie, right? I think, I did not see all of the, the black man killing the black woman and all those things. Here's what I saw when Killmonger killed the sister. When Killmonger slit the throat of the other broad, Killmonger has a line in the movie where he says near the end, they took everything from me. This world took everything from me, and I'm going to get what is mine, and I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill everybody that agree with you. I'm going to kill the oppressor. And then T'Challa says to him, see, you let the hate overcome you, and you become like your enemies. And I think that's the problem with Black Americans who find themselves frustrated and angry at the oppression, frustrated and angry at all of the other nations that have turned their back on us. There's always, because of Christianity, we always feel like we can't be too extreme. When I think the real lesson that needs to be taken from this movie, now Wakanda is a fictional place. It does not exist. It is imaginary. But the social commentary of the writers and the directors is the strength of Wakanda is that they stick to themselves. Right now, we are in this condition as Black Americans in this country where everybody on the planet is turning to their own people. There's war stirring all over the planet. Right now, the Africans are separating themselves and grouping together with Africans. The Koreans are separating themselves and grouping together with Koreans. The Chinese are separating and grouping with Chinese. White people
here are separating themselves and grouping with the white.
Here's the problem. Yeah, the problem is Black Americans need to realize that we are all we got. You cannot group yourself with the Africans. They won't accept you. No, what I'm saying is the movie is showing you the Africans are going to group with the Africans. Black man, you have got to group with yourself because you cannot group with the Africans.
Where do you get that from? Based on the movie, where does that come
because
from?
Killmonger goes to Africa seeking acceptance. In the vision that he has,
is he going to seek acceptance?
Yes, listen. In the vision Killmonger has with his father, the father says, I fear that they will not accept you. Right. And Killmonger says, why won't they accept me?
What did he say?
The father said,
I'll tell you what he said.
No, hold on. I know what he said. I know what he said. The father says, I fear they won't accept you. Yes. And Killmonger says, why won't they accept me? He says, because they are going to say you are lost. Killmonger says, maybe they're the ones that's lost, and I need to help them find their way.
What his father also said to him? Hold up, Jabari.
He said, I'm going to help them find.
His father also said to him that I want you to get the quote right. He said that something like this.
I got the quote right.
I feel that I had kept you away from Africa too long, from Awaka too long.
Listen,
but that's the same scene.
It is the same scene.
He said, well, guys, what he said, Jabari?
Listen. Yeah, I think to some degree you're missing the point. And the point was for them to try to say that one of the reasons, there are two major problems. We are we can get engrossed too much in hate, and that we have to reconnect to our.
The father never says anything about hate.
You know. His father asked him, he says, no tears for me. He says, no, people just die around here. Yeah. And he says, this is my fault.
But you see how he said he kept him from Wakanda?
I should have taken you home earlier.
Earlier when though?
Too long. He means
when he was a kid, right?
Yes, I should have taken you back
so
to Wakanda.
So when he's saying he kept him away from Wakanda too long, how old was the kid when his father got killed? Let's say hypothetically.
I don't know.
6, 7 years old.
Let's say 6 or 7 years old.
But you have to also recognize that you're seeing him as a child and as an adult. So they're talking like, in some ways, like a cross time.
But no, the father is saying, the father is saying, before I died, I should have took you back.
Yeah, that's kind of what he's
saying. So when you're
why
7, I should have took you back.
Why
when you were a child.
Was Killmonger African or was he American?
Killmonger was an American Negro. And this is where, hold on. This is where having knowledge messes brothers up. Y'all watching the movie knowing bloodlines. The average American ain't worrying about no goddamn bloodlines. The average Negro sitting in the movies ain't thinking his listen. According to us, Killmonger is an African. He's an African. What was he according to the directors of the movie, though? You getting caught on moot points. The symbolism, symbolically, he represents the American Negro.
I stepped up to the mic.
Symbolically, he represents the American Negro. Which is what.
Physically, he was an African. However, spiritually, and what every single person is identifying him as when they look at him and what they relate to him as is a Negro in America.
Even more than that. What does Killmonger identify himself as? What does Killmonger? What does
Negro in America?
Black Americans is Negro Americans. There's a difference. Hold on, real quick. There's a difference between Negroes and Africans. The people who were put on slave ships, the for sale sign said Negroes. It didn't say Africans. There's a difference. Now hold on. In the end of the movie, Killmonger identifies himself as an American Negro because he says, don't bury me in Wakanda, bury me in the ocean where my ancestors knew it was better to die than to live in bondage. Killmonger is the Black American in the movie. Symbolically, he represents Black Americans who have been oppressed, who have been lost, who has had their culture and their everything and their identity stripped from them, and he's seeking acceptance. And when he goes to Africa, there's nothing but hate for him. That is
brother. You know what the problem
when
is?
When he becomes king, he wants them to.
You and I are gonna agree on 95% on everything, and then I think you'll miss something. He doesn't go to Africa to seek acceptance. He goes to Africa to kill his cousin.
When he becomes king,
listen. He says, I lived my whole life to come here to kill you.
That's because they killed his father.
That's what he said.
That's because they killed his father.
Killed his father.
He thinks the Black.
T'Challa didn't kill his father.
He knows the Black Panther killed his father.
And you know what he doesn't? You know what? You know what?
He never forgot.
This is another reason why Let me say this. This is another reason why I feel Eric Killmonger, because I don't even know if Killmonger knows that his father. Listen. I don't think he knows that his father. Hear what I'm saying at all. You have to hear what I'm saying. I think one of the reasons why I feel him is because I don't even know if Killmonger knows that his father was a traitor. So to Killmonger, I don't think he even knows that. He may not know that he had an alliance with Claw, that it killed many Wakandans, but you know what? That's his father's sins. All he knows is that they killed my father and left me here. And that is absolutely, T'Challa recognizes it.
That makes the entire nation of Wakanda traitors as well.
It makes them culpable for his creation.
Makes them guilty.
And that's why T'Challa, the hero, says he is a monster of our creation.
Here's what I think is heavy.
But nobody did nothing to stop him from being a monster.
Nobody. And here's what I think is heavy.
And that's why he's a monster of our creation.
Here's what I think is heavy.
By the time he gets to Wakanda, I don't even know if there's anything to be done for him. Because T'Challa, when he defeats him, he says, maybe we can save you.
Do you know?
He didn't say, and listen, he didn't say, maybe we can save you. You're going to be in jail.
Right.
He said, maybe we can save you. He says, I'd rather die than be in bondage. It's like,
I want to shift. I want to show you something.
The hatred has clouded his mind.
No sweat. They showed a lot of love. We're going to shift.
No. If I may. Like you could say the hatred clouds his mind. he was a free man.
Free.
You understand?
Free.
He was a free man.
So
And you know what? I hold on. I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break it down for you. I'm gonna break it down for you. This is exactly why he's free. He was like, you want to turn around.
He was free
up.
at that time.
You want to turn around. He wasn't working for the CIA currently at that point.
He was not.
You get what I'm saying? You're bringing up his history now. You're trying to get me off my point. Let me bring it back as he was a free man and a free. You can no, they don't have to hear me.
No, I can't hear you because I'm hearing them.
I mean, you don't got to focus in on them. Focusing on me. That's just a distract. That's what I'm saying. So now back to the point. He's a free man because a free man is going to hate his enemies and love his brother. And that's why everybody wants to turn around. And that's why you say he's an anti-hero. They made him the villain in that movie. You understand? And I'm going to show you the difference. Y'all wanted to vilify. Y'all wanted to make Captain T.D.JAKES the anti-hero because he wouldn't feed an African boy. But when he turned to that African boy who was also a free man, when he brought up the point to say, well, if your people would have did that against my people, I would hate you too. Because meaning
That's
any
what the little
crime,
African boy
any,
said.
any crime, meaning that he's saying, if your nation or your people would have committed that against my people or my tribe,
I don't understand.
okay,
Slavery,
oppression, murder, genocide, anything that a nation can do to another nation negatively.
Okay.
He said, I would hate you too.
And you know why? He said, not only would I hate you, I would hate your people.
Because
that's
he's
what
a free man.
Say. That's what
that little free men do.
Can I chime in on that? That little African boy that they vilified me for because I wouldn't feed. That's what Kadaza's talking about. When he got a chance to speak, the part that Sarnetta would coincidentally leave out, as he always do with his bullshit, that little African boy said, I'm not gonna lie. If that happened to my people, I would hate you and your people. That's how free men act.
Led him into saying that.
I did not lead him into saying anything.
Said that on his own.
If I let him,
wait.
If I let him,
you know what you do? Y'all really leave. Y'all really leave the Tom who. Y'all, you weren't finished?
I want to finish. The point is, that's how free men act. Free men can speak freely. Killmonger was a free man. And I want to shift the narrative, which you can respond to that little African boy. I don't give a fuck about that. But what I want to shift is they gave so much hatred, like Soccer War brought out, which none of y'all answered. I'm going to exclude Reggie from that, but none of y'all answered how staunch that sister was about the Africans. But when Homeboy got king,
Linda, what sister?
If you hear, you'll get the point.
Right.
When y'all brought out how staunch that sister was about freeing them, whatever them Ethiopian girls or whatever was, how staunch she was about that. But when Homeboy got king, she immediately left his authority because she knew what he was going to do. They totally rejected accepting Killmonger. But you know who they did accept? The white boy.
Right.
The white boy. And that's the one thing that sister from The Walking Dead got right. When that white boy got shot, she said, leave this devil. I'm saying devil. She didn't say devil. She said, leave this devil here. The goddamn king and that girl brought him, even though what did the woman say? He works for the CIA. He gonna tell all our secrets. He gonna do everything. They rejected Killmonger wholeheartedly without even giving him a fair fucking shot. But the white boy, they resurrected from the dead. And brought him into the fold. And what did that white boy do? Which he had no problem. He had no problem hopping into their weaponry to make sure that the weapons never left Wakanda to go to their brothers. And then what happens after that? Without Killmonger, that free man, Wakanda would have never done nothing for black people.
You have to.
And when he did, and let me tell you something, without Killmonger, them kings, they wasn't thinking about doing nothing. They didn't give a damn about that place in Oakland. They didn't give a damn about no black people.
Why bring their problems here?
Why bring their problems here until Killmonger? And then even when they did it, how did he do it? Just like a goddamn sellout. He couldn't even treat the blacks in America special. He went to the UN to give it to everybody.
I want to add one thing. I do want to say that Killmonger had his own army. He wanted to take over the whole world. Ross was the CIA Wakanda was working with Ross. Killmonger wanted to take over the whole world. He wanted to do it his way. So people have to understand.
He didn't give a damn if he killed old women, old ladies.
Yeah.
No,
by the way, the first people he was going, are they white ladies?
Yeah, black ladies.
I said, are they white ladies? The first.
No,
he's not finished.
He didn't.
Let Reggie finish. No, read it.
Before they went against Killmonger. Before they went against Killmonger. Before they went against Killmonger on the throne. It's okay.
You're not listening. I'm listening.
What did he just say?
He said before he wanted to kill Killmonger.
That is not what he said. That is not what he said.
Wakanda.
Inside. For a man that don't answer no questions, please stop with what he said.
We locked in, Reggie. You may not like my answer.
Inside Wakanda.
You don't answer the question.
When Killmonger became king in Wakanda, who did he kill before they went against him? Who did he kill? When he was king in Wakanda?
Nobody.
He didn't kill nobody.
Not one single person.
Who did, right? Until they went against him.
Right.
He almost killed an old black lady, though.
No, he choked her because he gave her order.
Okay then, I guess.
He gave her order and she wouldn't do it. And they were slide-eyed against him anyway. The fact of the matter is, here's the fact of the matter is, the problem is they're creating a circumstance in the movie that they want us to see and not think for ourselves. He didn't kill anybody until later, right? Yeah. And then it really went ham when the Black Panther showed up again. Then they said, "Oh, we ain't got to follow you. Here's our king." And then they really went against him.
Even though, if I could add on top of that, even if the Panther survived, even if the Panther survives, Killmonger was still king. And they disobeyed their king. Even the Walking Dead broad was loyal to Killmonger because Killmonger was the king. And then when they saw,
I want us to go see the movie again because you know what happens? Y'all are getting.
What are we wrong about? Killmonger was king. Even if Panther's alive, is Killmonger king? It's a simple yes or no. It's a simple. How is he not king?
Because in order to take the throne, the only way the challenge ends is if someone yields or they die. If he's alive, he's still the king. You don't understand.
Then they should have fought each other.
The point
is,
they should have fought each other,
but they didn't have a right. They did not have a right to. They still didn't have a right to fight against Killmonger. That's a lie. What you're saying.
The problem is that if you get things factually incorrect, you're
they
going
thought he was dead.
They
declared him king.
And when they see him alive, that means that Killmonger is not yet the king.
Yeah,
Jabari, the challenge does not end.
He right what he's saying. He's right on this point. He's right on that point.
That's
Killmonger was king because everybody thought that T'Challa was dead. When everybody saw that T'Challa was not dead, that means nobody. That means nobody's. No, that means nobody's king.
No.
That means nobody's king.
T'Challa is king.
If I could,
Killmonger is
the first scene,
the challenger.
The first fight scene of the movie, T'Challa has not been anointed king. The whole point of the ritual is to decide who is the king. So at the point when
that's because the king is dead.
Yes.
The king is not dead.
At the point when the Black Panther showed back up, everybody thought that he was dead.
Yeah, no.
So when he shows back up, it goes back to the battle between to decide who's king.
In some ways, those challenges were a little different. You know why? Because the king died, so now they have to coronate a king. The difference with what you see when Killmonger comes is now there's a challenger to the throne.
No.
That's the difference. In fact, let's go further. T'Challa was king, and that's why he has to accept the challenge of M'Baku.
Let's go back to if we could.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
M'Baku comes forward. He says, I accept your challenge. If he was technically already the king.
That's not. If we can go back to the first scene, where they started the ritual,
right?
The character played by Forrest Whitaker, and I got something funny to say about Forrest Whitaker after this. But the character played by Forrest Whitaker says the challenges of any of the tribal leaders, or of any royalty.
But why?
The classifications to challenges, you got to be anointed by one of the 5 tribes, or you've got to be of the royal bloodline.
Right.
Killmonger's of the royal bloodline, which is why. Hold on, and because his father is the brother of the king who just died.
No. I'm saying, why is it that You're seeing the difference. There's a difference between the first challenge and
No.
the second challenge.
Here's how you know there's not a difference between the two challenges. And these are very moot points. But here's how you know there's not a difference. In the second challenge, the little sister says to the mother, he should have just been here challenge day and got this over with. Before the fight starts, she says about Killmonger, he should have just been here challenge day and got this over with. Meaning, if he was there on challenge day, he would have fit into the category of royalty.
That's
who could challenge for the soda. There's no difference in the two challenges.
There is a difference.
There's
because
no difference.
Here's the deal. She's saying he should have done that because now T'Challa is the king.
No,
that's
she's saying
you're not hearing. Wait, listen.
She's saying that because she's saying he should have just he should have been here when everybody else challenged.
You might agree with me. Listen, I'm listening to hear my.
I heard everything. I'm listening.
The point that he's the one that's talking. Listen. Now listen. This is what you need to hear in terms of this, and you might agree. The reason why she says he should have been here on Challenge Day is because she's saying now T'Challa is king. T'Challa does not have to accept his challenge. He can simply say, go away. Do you understand?
I don't, and here's why. If that was the case, he would not have whispered to Killmonger, go away. He would have said it to everybody, get him out of here.
No, he didn't. He wouldn't do that.
He knows.
You know why he wouldn't do that? You know why he didn't do it? This is why he didn't. The same reason he didn't kill him. Because now T'Challa is guilty about what they did to him. That's why he doesn't say just go away. That's why he accepts the challenge, because he actually is guilty about what they did to him.
He does feel guilty.
Yeah, he feels guilty about it.
He felt. I mean, you knew he felt guilty because as soon as he came back,
when Zuri
he
told him,
talked to Zuri, right?
Yes.
He had to know.
Yes.
It was like, I just saw a man that had
That's right.
the ring, etc. Like
That's
that.
right.
And once he got the story, he did feel guilty,
right?
But not guilty enough to not fight him. Not guilty
Well,
enough
I
to
think that
not challenge.
Now
him.
listen,
and again,
you
I
have a
think-
point, Tazarian. Let me say that you have a point here. I do. In some ways, I'm not talking about a movie and telling movie stories.
Well, because
on a certain level, I wish that they were able to not have to fight to the death, right?
Well, just amazed. The only thing that amazes me about this movie, is just how it didn't change the narrative of what we always see from Black movies. Like this ain't no different than Boys in the Hood, except it's African people or African nations. Like they didn't give us no real glory.
I don't see how you don't see that though, because the
There
one thing
wasn't
you
no
do
real
see is you
glory
see
there.
how magnificent
The
Wakanda
only glory
is
that there
because
was-
Black people are working together.
The only glory that there was is that you only be accepted if you join everybody.
No, I don't even know
That's-
how you
that's
get
it.
that.
Because what did he do? What did he do with his power?
You're missing this though. You're missing this though.
He did nothing
You're
with that
missing
power.
this.
And when he had the opportunity, without Killmonger, Wakanda will continue to work with that white man.
One of the reasons
and
why
Blacks in America would not
one
benefit
of the
from that
reasons why
power that they had.
One of the reasons why Wakanda is created is because it's a commentary on what Black people are. It's a commentary on what Black people are capable of.
Did you send me that picture? Please send me that. I need to put that on there.
It's a commentary on what Black people are capable of. If the Tom Who,
it's a commentary
if the Tom
of what
Who
Africans
did not
will never
interfere with us, that's what it's supposed to say. It's to say if enslavement
But
didn't
the
touch
Tom Who-
us, if enslavement didn't touch us, where would we actually be?
You know what? Enslavement didn't touch the Wakandans,
and this is the problem
and
I
they
have.
did
This is
nothing
the problem
to
with some
free
of what
slaves.
This is part of some of
Wakandans
what,
did nothing
this
to
is
free
a problem
slaves.
I have with this is a problem. This is a problem. Part of what I hear you say. I honestly feel like in some ways you're letting the Tom Who off the hook. Because you know what happens? You guys have a lot of venom for Africans. You say they didn't come to get us, they didn't do all this. The reality is that when the Tom Who went to Africa, no, but you said this several times tonight. I've heard you say it many times. I'm not pulling up something.
Yeah, I don't
another
absolve
day.
Africans
But this
from
is
their
the thing,
role.
though.
Right.
I don't think you need to absolve them. But
Okay.
I'm saying I think you're blaming them too much, because the reality is that the Tom Who did really messed up things on the continent as well.
Absolutely.
And
Still
so
does.
sometimes Africans, diasporan Africans, or Black Americans who do not travel to the continent, who are not familiar with what's happening on the continent, don't actually, sometimes we feel upset that Africans don't recognize us, that they didn't come for us. We don't actually recognize that colonialism was really, really messed up for them. They were destroyed as well. Those lines you see on the continent, they didn't draw those lines.
When they get destroyed after they get rid of us?
Based on the scramble of Africa,
But I think they can.
No, I hear.
I really do
what
believe.
Jabari is
listen,
what
let me
Jabari
say
is
something
saying.
here.
What
I
Jabari
really
is saying.
believe, and this is me saying something about how I feel about you. As much as we argue and everything, I think you're a logical person. I think you're an honorable person.
Buttering up, people.
And I want to say that I believe. No, listen. Hear this. Hear this. I believe that in the long run, Tazariak, you are going to see that we have to connect to Africa. You may not say, "Well, I'm fully African," all of this stuff, but I think you have to recognize, even strategically, if we leave the wealthiest landmass that you can lay claim to out of the picture, we're gonna be playing with dollars here. We can playing with billions at home. And that's the problem.
Okay.
We have to get involved in the affairs of our homeland.
As long as there's blood in my body, I'll never fuck with Africans.
Right. That's where one of the people watching the show said something that's very real. The fact is that they did fight when he came back. They did fight.
Who fought?
T'Challa and Killmonger.
Okay, good.
They fought.
You
right?
said it to me?
And Killmonger was going to kill the Black Panther.
Yeah.
And who stepped in? The snitch. Zuri.
Yeah.
And Zuri stopped it. Otherwise, the Black Panther would have been dead.
Right.
That's the fact.
Yeah.
So now, what do you say? See, that's the movie bullshit. So shout out to the poster. You could say he said it. That's his knowledge. I read it. So outside of that, nothing else matters because the snitch Zuri, who all the while was messing with the potions, the drugs,
oh my
right?
goodness,
mixing it. He had a vested interest to keep the lie going because he didn't even tell the Black Panther the truth. He said he had to say, "I'm your king now."
Yeah.
So what we're watching is we're trying to make. Are we really trying to make this morally for us? This piece of trash? Right. Are we really trying to make this comic book morally for Black people? No, we got to do something. We got to sit around the table, all of us, all of our leaders, the young leaders, and we got to create a moral world for ourselves.
It is true that Zuri stops Killmonger from killing the Black Panther, but you have to recognize that the Black Panther could have killed Killmonger earlier.
Well,
he stops his blade and tells him to yield.
I did.
So
I heard that part.
If I could, what I want to do, because it is past the time, I want to touch on just two things. The phrase that Killmonger says at the end, right? What I want to know what your perspective is, or how did you look at it? Because we touched the UN, we did enough for the Killmonger, T'Challa, back and forth, or whatever.
Talk about the ladies now.
But before the ladies, I want to touch on one more thing Killmonger said. At the end, Killmonger said, "Bury me in the ocean with the slaves, because I'd rather die with them than live like a servant." What is your guys' perspective on that?
Powerful. But what you're missing is that no one ever said that they was going to put him in bondage. All he said was, "I could revise you." And then he also said, "My father told me that Wakanda was beautiful." And what did my brother do?
He said, "Maybe we can save you.
Maybe we can save you." And
Yeah.
he took him on the top of the hill to see Wakanda. And he says, "This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Maybe we can," and then he wanted to say it.
He decides to kill himself. I think we have to recognize.
He did not really kill himself. We don't know.
Well, he pulls the knife.
Once he pulls the blade, the only thing that was keeping.
There's a point, but
he drunk.
I don't think they're gonna bring him back.
The drug.
I don't think he's gonna bring him back.
Listen, I want to touch on Reggie. Reggie made some good points that I don't think.
Here's the deal.
It might have went over everybody's head, Reggie, but I'm gonna touch on them before the night is over.
I appreciate.
The reason why it's not a drug because every superhero had superpowers.
Okay, great. Can we get Jabari's spot? He got bit by a spider. That was an accident. He wasn't getting high.
He got hit up with the
He wasn't getting high though. Spider-Man ain't get high to get his powers though. He got bit by mistake. Jabari, you can go ahead.
Well, let me say this.
It's an African.
It's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But let me say this though. Here's the deal. I understand that Killmonger identifies.
Reggie called it a drug.
Wait. I understand that Killmonger identifies with us, and I appreciate that he does. But here's my deal: that if everyone felt that way, we would not be here because we are the children of those who chose to survive.
Okay, Reggie,
that's who we are.
Reggie, what is your perspective on that?
He says that he fought his good fight. He fought it the way he wanted to fight it, right? And he is not going to live in defeat if he has to. So if it means taking his own life, he would. What the movie does is, even though it shows it, it just minimizes it. If we would have fought to the death, we would never be slaves. Our oppressor knows that we won't fight to the death. So we're always going to be enslaved. You know how many people in Rikers got gun charges? How many brothers in Rikers walking around with guns, but when they see the European, because of this propaganda, you know what they do? Please don't shoot. I'll do my 5 years or 7 years. Right. We are the only group of people, and you know what? They don't respect us at all.
Liz, you already know me. You got the same point on this. So
Soccer War.
I felt like Killmonger, that embodied everything that he represented. And the message is, it's better to fight and die than to live as a slave. Better to fight on your feet. Better to fight on your feet than to die.
So everybody in here agree with you.
I don't agree.
Better to die on your feet than to live on your knees. And that was the point of the statement he made.
Because if people didn't decide to live, we wouldn't be here. We are the children of those who chose to survive.
I got you. I'm gonna tell you something, man. And I got this from Commander GEN.YAHANNA. It was my own thoughts. Commander GEN.YAHANNA probably said it way better than I'm gonna say it. That was probably the most disrespectful speech out of the movie. Remember what I said from the beginning is that there was a dichotomy of programming that this movie gave. That's my perspective of it, whether you agree or not. So there's certain scenes in there that, like, when the young boy is killed, where the father is killed, the young boy is left alone. So now he develops this hatred. The end is, as rebellious as he is, it gets stopped by someone who wants to love everybody.
Right.
Someone who wants to join the United Nations. He doesn't want to join his people. He had no interest in doing anything for black people until Killmonger came. So what does it teach the rebellious black men in America? No matter how rebellious you'll be, no matter how for your people you'll be, that's your result, death. You will always die. It will always kill it. So now you take that and you think about all of the men that have fought for black people. I mean, I ain't talking about like your Martin Luther Kings. I'm talking about like your actual Panthers. What happens? It gets killed. About your Malcolms, what happens? It gets killed. Who?
Fred Hampton.
Fred Hampton. It gets killed. Every revolutionary inclination black people had, what that movie is telling you, you'll die. That's why, although that speech is strong, and he says, I'd rather be buried with him. What it tells of the revolutionary black man is there's no hope for me. And you know what it tells for the man that wants to love everybody? They will accept you as long as you go to the union, which is everybody. That is very disrespectful to black people.
Let me say one thing.
Everybody,
you should know Wakanda's already part of the UN.
Everybody gave their opinion.
Right?
But I want to kind of
Wakanda's already part of the UN.
I mentioned it.
Wakanda has already been part of the UN.
They weren't sharing or accepting.
Once again,
that's true. But what you have to recognize, here's a question I'm gonna ask you. You don't even have to answer it.
No,
but yeah,
listen, we all gave our opinion.
Yeah, Jabari, you gotta allow to move
Stop.
on to the next point, bro.
This is not an
opinion.
To the next
You gotta
subject.
be allowed.
This is
to
not
no
opinion.
Point,
That's why
you
this
don't
is
have to answer it.
No, but you don't have to say it. Everybody, like you gave your opinion. Reggie gave his. Kadazai yielded. Soccer War.
And it may not even agree with me. Let me just ask the question.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
Did Killmonger
and that's
lose?
why he's gonna change to.
That's what
Yes.
we have to ask.
I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how Killmonger lost. I'm gonna tell you how Killmonger lost. Killmonger lost because what he fought for is not gonna live. That's how you know he lost. Killmonger didn't fight for no fucking UN. He didn't fight for T'Challa. Even if T'Challa kills him, and if T'Challa goes only to Oakland or Harlem or Chicago or whatever and only deals with the blacks like T'Challa, I'm just gonna be like Killmonger wanted, then Killmonger won. You know Killmonger lost is because his faggot ass is at the goddamn UN talking about we gonna share our powers with everybody. Killmonger died that day. And he should have lived. That's how you know that T'Challa really had no compassion for Killmonger. Because if you had compassion for Killmonger, you'd have looked at his plot, looked at why he had that hatred, and if you'd have lived his dream, like when I actually walked out. I didn't see the end credits. When I saw the end and I saw T'Challa go to the projects in Oakland, and then they show the alien craft or whatever, or the technology or whatever, and they start showing it. I actually thought T'Challa got it. So I was like, you know, it was fucked up or whatever, but he got it at the end. I didn't know that somebody didn't. Matter of fact, it was GEN.YAHANNA told me, he said, did you watch the end credits? I said, no, I didn't see. He said, oh, you missed it. He went right to the UN.
That's right. That's right.
Why would he go to the UN if we're about Killmonger? And this is just to answer your question. Right. You want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because you know what I'm saying. It's what does a so-called white man do? He gives you public housing. Here's the after-school program. But my riches, my wealth, I'm gonna share it with the same government who's just gonna oppress you in these public housing.
It was just pity. It was pity. He pitied niggas. He didn't, you know, come to revolutionize them and set them free.
I think on that point you are, because we don't know what happens next.
Because in part 2, they're gonna probably be in the hood.
We don't know what happens next. So I think that this piece might be a.
I can tell you. I can tell you. Civil War, Avengers, Civil War, right?
It's not Avengers, Civil War.
Civil War, whatever it is. I mean, I'm not a comic book freak. I don't give a damn.
It was all the Avengers in there, though,
Jabari.
There you go, Reggie.
Right? I don't give a damn about comics. But I'm gonna tell you this.
That shit, Reggie.
I'm gonna tell you this. Watch this. They was at the Center for Infectious Diseases stealing a biological weapon in Africa. What the fuck was that biological weapon doing in Africa? But the Avengers didn't take it.
Yeah.
Right? That other squad came.
Yeah.
Right? So what does that tell you? All that Hawkeye, the Hawk dude, and all those Avengers, right? They was happy. See, you into the comic.
Falcon, yeah.
I'm not.
Reggie was some real shit. I gotta start watching movies with Reggie. Right? Reggie dropping shit that I did not pick up.
No.
Reggie dropping some shit.
Rock with me.
Listen to what Reggie's saying.
There was a biological weapon in Kenya. There was a biological weapon in Kenya, right? UN sponsored in the heart of a black community, right? And they let that rock. You ain't see none of them superheroes care about that. You know what they was only concerned about? They was only concerned about that it was stolen. See, they couldn't use it for their purposes. Now, what about Ebola? What about HIV, right? What about all those other things that are in the Center for Disease Controls in Africa and nobody cares about?
Damn right. Now, what I want to do, because we...
bet you. How much you want to bet?
You need to watch.
Now, what I want to do...
Was there a biological weapon in Avengers?
I like this.
Look, see? He over there saying he like this shit. He like
because it's honest. No. Not go against. Not go against. No, meaning I'm not saying he going. Yeah, we having a discussion. They don't have to be in agreement.
I'm about to say, yeah, you don't have to like the movie.
We talk about a movie, but before you go, because we're gonna wrap it.
Okay.
Kadazai, you could.
I mean, so it's the closing on it. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, in totality, you know what I'm saying? I mean, once again, as far as the movie's concerned, you know what I mean? When you take a look at all of this, Jabari, I know why you like this movie. Wakanda is your heaven. You get what I'm saying? It's where black men bow down to black women. You get what I'm saying? It's
that's exactly
that's a major piece of it. You get what I'm saying?
How do we forget that part?
That's
at the end.
Because the black man had to go to like, you know what I'm saying? Like it, you're it's you know what I'm saying? Like you just.
You got a problem with that?
Hold up.
You got a problem with the black woman?
Hold up, and that's what I mean. You got female generals over there,
really been trying not to go
and they're all gangster and everything.
And fight and actually, because now you're targeting me.
Hold on, I'm gonna target everybody. We ain't done.
But I'm saying when you do that, we're trying to talk about a movie. Now you talk about
no, but I understand why you like it. I do. I completely understand why you like that movie.
That's ridiculous, and I understand why you don't like it. Because
I hope so.
That even as a Puerto Rican, you are an African. I see you as an African. Some of these dudes don't. Right. I could rock with you all day long.
I hear you.
Too damn confused to recognize.
I hear you.
No,
listen,
but a Christian in colorful clothing. That's your problem.
Don't get upset.
That's your problem.
Don't get upset.
So if you wanna go against me,
you're getting emotional now.
I am emotional.
I'm glad you admitted
I am emotional.
I'm glad you admitted
because the reality is
that was the first real honest thing I've really heard you say.
Actually, to target me, we talk about a movie. I'm not gonna just talk about
I'm just saying,
you.
I understand why you like it.
Yeah, but then you want to try to say something that's ridiculous.
I completely understand why you like it.
I understand why you don't like it, because you don't see that you're an African. That's
completely
why.
understand.
So if it involves Africa,
I won't.
you're gonna have a problem.
And you know what? And Africans don't see. That's why if I would have played that clip, Africans didn't see Freddie Gibbs, the rapper, as their brother when he was locked up in Austria. You understand? They didn't give a damn about him. Just you understand? Listen, and you know what? You know what? But the UPK does. You understand? Listen, you ain't gotta be all upset.
Look on YouTube. We don't see each other.
The way you're making it sound is like Africans.
I just got one question that it won't sit right with me if I don't ask.
They destroyed those nations as well. You can't expect them to be in their right mind.
One question before we close it out, just for side netter. Why did you take the unk off of Reggie's head?
All right.
We
that's
need to
a
know
good question. Now turn that camera around here.
It was a joke.
That's really it was just a joke.
Wait, let me repeat it again. We asking Side Netter, why did he take the unk off of Reggie's head? Go ahead, Side.
First of all, let me say this. Reggie is my beloved brother. I love my brother Reggie. And by no means did it mean disrespect. What I did was, see, Reggie didn't know and you didn't know. I took his crown off, turned around, and put the vibranium piece in it and put it back on his head. And when I put it on his head, he woke up and then he came and talked the way he was supposed to do. And that's why I did it. That's why I did it. I put the vibranium inside the crown. But hold on. What happened when he spoke? What happened when he got the mic back?
He stayed the same.
He turned out.
He stayed the same.
Come on, man.
If I could, to close out, there's one more thing I wanted to say, man. To close out, one more thing I wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we was able to have this little round table and talk about all the different perspectives and the different things that we saw from the movie. But I think the most important thing is that this is a fucking movie. Right. And your children should not go to movies to get an idea of how great they are. You shouldn't need a movie to make you feel special inside about being a black man. We have got to be teaching our children at home, talking to them at home, and you shouldn't need a fucking movie. I seen black people getting excited and wearing dashikis and going with drums and dancing, and the shit is shameful because we should have more pride in ourselves than to wait for a fucking movie from the white man to tell us how we should feel about ourselves and how we should instill values of superiority and greatness and all those things. That shit should start in the house, because when I went to see this movie, I didn't need no fucking superhero to tell me that I was great or I was amazing. This shit got to start in the home.
I agree with you. You don't need a movie to do that. You shouldn't need a movie to do that. But guess what? Unfortunately, movies shape the community. Movies shape and mold minds. Don't forget, not just our community. It also deals, let me finish, Captain. It also deals with the psychological aspect of it. When, like I said, when, what's that movie? Scarface. When Scarface came out, everybody wanted to be Scarface. It tore up the community. Everybody wanted to be drug dealers. You see, when Baby Boy came out, everybody wanted to try to, implement that. We need a movie where we can see the black man bowing down to his queen. We need a movie where we can see the black man respecting his woman, where the black woman can be a general.
Hey, that's why I'm gonna bring. That's why I'm gonna tell you something. No.
Where the black woman can be a general in the goddamn army. It was a woman who was the general.
Sanetta,
come on,
is damn near feminine.
Hold on, no, hands down. And
to say that your woman has to fight, meaning you ain't got the heart to fight yourself. That's the other psychological damage that happened in that movie. The black man bowing down to the black woman is further the dichotomy or psychological destruction of the black man. No, he didn't do it out of respect. He did it because they was allowed to be conquered. He didn't do it. She didn't do it out of respect.
That. First of all, that's a feminization.
These niggas are crazy.
And you know what?
9 months being moved and keyed by your mother. What the hell is you talking about?
And you was bowing down? You was bowing down?
You know what though? You know what though, Sai? You know what though, Sai? These women, because of this movie, let me tell you what they got inspired by. They don't even want you to bow down. They need a nigga from Wakanda to bow down. You understand? Straight up and down. Straight up and down.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, Sadnetta. I'm very disappointed in you. He didn't give her, he didn't do it out of respect for her. He did it because in that movie, it was allowed for them women to dominate over men. And since the 70s, let me finish. And since the 70s, again, this movie is psychological. And since the 70s, they didn't even respect the king. When homeboy, when they went to kill that white boy, and the white boy is going to get away, and T'Challa's on the ground, the lady says, "What about the king?" You know what she said? He'll catch up. If that's the king, that's supposed to be the most important integral figure. And if you're protecting him, why did you leave him? Because they did not respect him. So now, it is something wrong with that. It is something wrong with that. It is something wrong with that.
And with that,
so you bow down to your woman. So your woman is the boss. Your woman is in charge.
We bow down to each other. Bow down to each other. We bow down to each other.
That's a whip you play. Let me hear it. Play it again. Play it again.
You do what? You do what?
You do what? You bow down and kiss the feet. Say it again. Say it again.
Yeah, kiss the ring, bitch.
I'm not telling my personal business. I wouldn't talk about what I do with my woman, but I don't bow down to my woman.
Y'all,
but I would.
Nah, you bowing down to yours.
I would bow down to my woman. I don't have to do that. I wouldn't talk about what I personally do. I don't involve what I personally do with my woman, but I do not bow down to my woman. A real woman don't want a man to bow down to her. That's a lie. A real woman wants a man to be a man.
You know what?
That's it. And Sanetta know that. Sanetta, we got you on tape saying you the boss.
I don't even know why we come here to talk about gender relations, though. I only see y'all with dudes, so I don't even know that y'all know anything about it.
You say you only see us with dudes?
I only see y'all with dudes.
Do you know how many wives
I only see y'all with dudes. I only see y'all with dudes.
Yeah, you getting whipped. That's what we playing right now.
See y'all with dudes. So
have you ever been around us as a community, so to speak, like at our cookout, like last year? Hold on 1 second. Like when we had our cookout, did you come around?
When I saw you with your women, and I did see you with your women once. Some of them were wearing hijabs.
Where are you talking about? What women are you talking about?
You don't know Hebrew Israelite women that are wearing hijabs?
No. You said you saw us.
Why you look down?
No, you said us.
You said us.
I said us. I'm talking about Listen, you lump me with Reggie all the time. You lump me with the Kemetic cats all the time.
I'm always
talking about when I see y'all Hebrew Israelites with women. The one time I saw y'all together, half of them were wearing hijabs. I said, y'all take the worst parts of all the Abrahamic traditions. Right. Are you telling me that doesn't happen in your community? Look at Captain's face. He knows it.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Yeah, of course you did.
No, one more time.
You were talking about
Are you telling me you're not aware of women in your communities wearing the hijab?
See, now you're broadening it though.
Yes or no, brother?
But you first hold on, wait 1 second, Jabari. You
talking about in the UPK?
You first started saying that all I see
y'all dudes with
is with dudes. And then I said to you when we had our cookout that I invited you to. Yeah, we don't wear that. I don't know if I don't know any Israelite women that wear hijab. Okay. I don't know none. I've never seen
family in the chat room. Could you please enlighten Captain Tazariak? Because I saw them.
Where?
And I actually they came to the Hebrew Avengers event.
I didn't see.
And I actually said to your brother, I said to your brother, Divine Prospect, I said, they wear hijabs. He said, yeah, I told you. I said, you ain't tell me nothing.
Well,
he was embarrassed, just like Katazar's embarrassed.
No, hold on.
All of y'all put your heads down. Look,
hold on.
Catch them on film.
Hold on.
All of them got their heads down. You telling me you don't know about that?
Wait, hold on. First,
you don't know about that?
First of all. Prospect
not even like a full-fledged.
You don't know about it.
I never saw a woman in the UPK wear a hijab.
Now,
even if she did, it's righteous for a woman to cover her head.
Room are going to
but hold up.
I didn't say cover her head.
Listen, It's righteous for my woman to be covered up.
No, wait.
I'm saying everything.
What he's talking about is the
all
Ninja
they got
Turtle
is their
outfit.
eyes showing, dude.
You know the Ninja Turtle outfit.
Nah,
that the
man.
Muslims wear?
All women don't dress like
Israelite-
ninjas.
I don't know no Israelite women that wear that.
All women don't dress like ninjas.
Hey, Jabari.
The people in the chat room are going to enlighten you because I've been doing some research.
All women don't dress like
You
ninjas.
should know
You gotta
something.
stop talking for a second.
Do you?
I
Okay,
don't
go
know
ahead.
no Israelite woman in any community that I've ever seen looking like a
The
Ninja
people
Turtle.
in the chat room
Ever.
are going to enlighten you.
In no community.
Because and
no
I'm
nothing,
going to give
I
you a
ain't seen
little
it.
credit here. You came to the Hebrew Israelite event a little
Right,
bit
and I did
later.
not-
They
what,
were
they
there
was
in the
gone?
beginning.
They could have been Muslims though.
No.
Muslims now. Muslims dress like that.
I know that.
Okay, so they
I
might have been
travel all
Muslims.
throughout the Islamic world. I
You
know
know when
that.
y'all do them events, you get women from men and women
Brother,
from all
that is
different
not
walks.
what I'm talking about.
I don't think they was Israelite women.
Okay.
The Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge
what all that
to you.
said,
Let me just
is
say
not
this to you. Now,
affiliated.
they
hold on one
contact
second.
me,
Hold on
so
one
I
second.
know.
What all that said?
That's all I got to tell you.
Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge at that same event that you're talking about.
Yes.
Made it very clear that we're not affiliated with nobody
anybody.
else. So when you was talking,
Everybody got
initially
checked.
you was just no clap. Initially, when you was talking directly about us. That's why I said when you came to our cookout, I can't speak for anybody that's not a part of me.
Every single time you
when
speak to
Jabari
me,
saw my, excuse me, when
you tell me
Sarnetta
about
saw-
Ankh,
hold
you
on.
tell me about Reggie, you tell me
When
about Sarnetta,
Sarnetta-
you've lumped me with everybody.
When Sarnetta
I am a
came to
spiritual
my-
leader of my own
when
community.
Sarnetta came to my cookout, what did you say about my wife?
I wasn't there, so I don't know.
I'm
what
not
he said.
talking to you. I'm talking
You
to
what he
Sarnetta.
said?
Sarnetta. What did you say about my wife at my cookout? How could I get someone so beautiful? That's right. When you saw my daughter, they wasn't beat down. They was allowed to walk just like all the rest
So
of
then
our
it
wives.
means you
And
need
you
to
know
do
what?
some work
I
in your
don't
community.
have to
That's what it
submit
means.
to her.
That's
I
what it
have
means.
dominion.
It means that
which is
you
what I'm
need
supposed
to be.
have.
You need to do some
That's
work
what
in
I'm
your
supposed to
community.
And we also don't yell for security.
Just like you try to put Reggie's ideas. Reggie and I are brothers, but we see some things very differently.
Today, I
You
didn't even put
constantly
Reggie's
do.
idea
Come
on you.
When I
said to
came in, you said.
I said
You
Reggie
said
said
this is your
something else
comedic
about
science.
Kemet.
I said, wait a minute. Where you
No,
get that?
I didn't
You
say
said
comedic.
Reggie
Say
says
it
it
right.
and
Say it
Ankh
right.
says it.
Say it right.
That's what you said.
I said Reggie's comedic science. I didn't say, just say
listen,
comedic
that was
science.
after I challenged you on it.
Let's cut this. Come on, we gotta go.
Now you want to go.
Now, yeah,
Because you don't want to start talking about. No, we're not going to talk about the women.
It's too
'cause
late.
It's
It's
too
too late
late.
to
We're
do
not going
that.
to talk about it. But we can continue that part on Sunday.
Where's the lesbian women y'all talking about?
I might have to be later.
All
in the
them
week.
all them
with their
bald
head cut
bitches.
off.
We know y'all love to deal with homosexuality.
Oh
Where
shit.
was the lesbian women?
All
You
the
know y'all
women,
love dealing with
all the women in that army.
Right.
Well, let's start.
Your jacket first.
Straight up and down.
Jacket was gonna fall.
You good?
Yeah, listen, I want to thank all y'all. I know we went a little bit
We know
later
that-
tonight.
We know
You
that
understand?
Okoye is in a relationship with Wakabi. We know that, right?
I hear you. And what she doing behind closed doors. So you understand, with all that being said, once again, this is Cross the Line Radio. I want to thank y'all for coming through again. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I think it was a healthy dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
the most
Reggie,
part.
a couple of things I agree with
Reggie,
you,
my man.
especially with about us talking about morals and how we need to relate morals to our people. You know what I'm saying? Tune in. This is going to be on iTunes. You understand? Along with my single, Can I Live? You understand? You can get that on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, so on and so forth. You understand? Subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel.